what you feel. Ain't nobody really gon' keep it, it's real. Say what you want, say what you feel. Ain't nobody really gon' keep it, it's real. Like you, like you, like you, like you, like you, like you, like me. Say what you want, say what you feel. Ain't nobody really gon' keep it, it's real. Yeah. Drop your 3 cents. Drop your 3 cents. Say what you want, say what you feel. Ain't nobody really gon' keep it, it's real. Drop your 3 cents. Drop your 3 cents. Say what you want, say what you feel. Ain't nobody really gon' keep it, it's real.
Yo, Quez. You hear
What's
me?
up, brother?
Not much, man. Holding it down. Something's going on with the camera real quick. I need you to hold it down for a minute while I get this taken care of.
I see it. Like, where are you at? You talking to me from the shadow realm. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't know. It was just working. It was just working, which is crazy. So you know what?
Twice, hey, blink twice if Diddy over there.
I hope not. You know what? But let's just go ahead. Oh man, you two hold it down.
We got you.
MC Toes, what's good with you?
What's good? What's good?
Got some technical difficulties right now, yo. I don't know what's up with this camera. I have to restart my computer. Hopefully it'll work. But go ahead. Since we're doing some ratchet stuff right now, we're just gonna go ahead and just jump into some ratchet news. It'll give me good 7 minutes to go ahead and hopefully try to figure the funk out.
All right, man.
Here goes the ratchet news.
It's your boy Third Degree, and I'm back with more ratchet news. Welcome to Drop Your 3 Cent After Party. Yo, we had a lot of crazy things going on this week, so let's just go ahead and just get right into it. First things first, like to say rest in peace to the greatest, I'm being biased, to the greatest that ever did it, you know, Michael Joe Jackson. You know, June 25th was his 15th death anniversary, so, you know, definitely sending my prayers out to the family. I got a few on the page, you know, much love, always. He's in our hearts forever. Long live the king. Speaking of GOATs, another personal favorite of mine, Tupac Shakur, murder trial. The judge is suspicious of WAC 100 trying to pay Keefe D's bail. So ultimately, Keefe D he's sitting in jail right now for the murder of Tupac Shakur, or being in concert with the guys that shot Tupac Shakur. And he tried to make bail. WAC 100, who was also the games manager, who used to manage Ray J, put up the bail, but the judge was suspicious, believing that Keefe D, once on bail, would try to make profit off of the case, which he is not allowed to do. But this case is getting very, very interesting, and I don't think that Keefe D is going to make it out of this trial. I'm sorry, and I hope he sits and rots. If he's responsible for Pac's murder, he needs to rot, because he's a punk. Everybody in that car was a punk. Pac fought you, you shot him. I understand that's kind of like the rules of the street, but if it's a fade, go head up with the dude, and he couldn't do it. So anyway, you took out a GOAT, took out a legend, took out someone who inspired people. And mind you, Pac had his faults, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was so much bigger than what he was, and I think he should have been thoroughly protected. But that's just me. We'll talk about a whole nother thing. R.I.P. to Pac. Let's get justice. Moving on. West Virginia couple allegedly kept 5 adopted black children locked in a barn and used as slaves. They've been arrested and been charged on a grand indictment. This actually happened a while ago. They just been charged on a federal level, and it's getting real serious. But I guess when they say "Make America Great Again," this is kind of what they're referring to. But anyway, moving on. Los Angeles has more millionaires than almost anywhere on the globe. Yet when you drive through the city, you see a lot of homeless people on the streets. It's crazy. Even like just 5 years ago, it wasn't this bad, but it is horrible when you drive through the city. So hopefully some of these millionaires can come back, buy up some of these buildings, maybe create some rehab centers and get some of these people off the streets, help people with homes and housing. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something about it. You know what I mean? Moving on. Speaking of homelessness, starting July 1st, landlords cannot ask the tenant for 3 times the rent anymore. I know there's probably some specifics that go along with it, but this is a good start. Maybe they should drop the prices of rent too, so people can afford to live. And we don't have the homeless population that we have within these cities, especially large cities like Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta. Let's do something about it. This is a good start, government. Salute, salute, salute. Speaking of government, the presidential debate was this week. Trump, the convict, versus Joe Biden, the man who is definitely aging and not aging well at all. I didn't get a chance to watch it because I had to go to a BET event, this week on Thursday. But I've heard lots of stories about it. And for what presidential debate drew in over 25.2 million viewers. And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And according to the polls, check out the polls. The polls are saying that Donald Trump actually beat Joe Biden in the debate. You know what I'm saying? Which is not good for the Democrats. If I were them, I'd rethink the strategy and come up with a new one and maybe find another candidate, because I don't know. Joe's not looking too competent these days. And, I guess the viewers want someone that they can trust. Then they're going to have to pretty much give their trust or give their vote to a convicted felon to run the country. We've seen how that happened. So let's not let that happen again. Democrats, you're on the clock. Get to it. Moving on. Also on the same day, Bronny James Jr. was actually drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers, I think with number either 55 or 52. But Bronny is now actually a Laker, and he's playing alongside his father, which I don't think his father has any plans of retiring anytime soon now that he gets to play with his son. Matter of fact, the Lakers and LeBron made history because of this. They are now the first father-son duo in NBA history. I'm glad it got to happen with the Lakers, but as a diehard Laker fan, I just want this whole thing to be over with. I'm glad it's over with because it turned into a circus. I'm not happy about the hiring of JJ Redick. I just think the front office is just, they're doing things for clout and for likes and for social media. It's not about winning the championship no more. So it's hard for me to root for my Lakers, and it's sad. It's really heartbreaking, but we need a change in upper management. But shout out to LeBron for pushing his son to become an NBA player and actually play alongside of him. That's dope in that aspect and making history. So can't nobody hate on that, Corporate America does it all the time. They either bumping up their nephews or nieces, or in some cases, some women or some men are sleeping their way up in the ranks to get to where they need to get. LeBron made sure that his son became an NBA player, getting NBA money. So I ain't mad at it. But moving on. Also, speaking of drafts, I got to shout out my cousin, Jelani Floyd. He's my first cousin. He's actually an NBA agent, and his client, Yves Missy. I know I might have messed that up, but, he's a center from Baylor who actually got drafted to the New Orleans Pelicans. So, shout out to my cousin for doing it and making it happen. I see you. Salute. Love you, cousin. Salute. Moving on. In other news, in hip-hop news or music news, Drake's Family Matters has dropped out of the Billboard Hot 100. The song peaked at number 7 and spent 6 weeks on the chart. Kendrick's still up there with Not Like Us, Euphoria, and other songs. Matter of fact, Kendrick was out dropping a music video in Compton this past weekend. And, so while all this is happening, Drake does this. He's out here dropping selfies of himself with hookah, and hey, man, he likes it. I love it, whatever. Speaking of freaky ass niggas, Keke Palmer wants to know what's so bad about being a 69 god. This is kind of telling, Keke. I think you're telling on yourself a little bit. She goes on to explain. She's like, I thought that 69 meant being reciprocating or an act of reciprocation or something. You're telling on yourself, baby girl. You're telling. Freaky ass nigga, she is 69 guy. Moving on. Matt Stafford's wife reveals she slept with his backup to make him jealous because he didn't want to commit. Ooh-wee. Moving on. Speaking of breaking up happy homes, man breaks up with his fiance after seeing Chris Brown pick her up in a photo she paid him $1,000 for. Man, Chris Breezy, you gotta stop, man, messing up these homes, man. You and Keke Palmer should maybe hook up, and you should teach her what a 69 god is, since she want to know. So, y'all, this just goes like that. But anyway, I think that's all I got for today. Let's go ahead and just jump into the show. Much love. Anyway, I'm your boy Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Man. All right, now we back in the building. Now you can see us.
There you go. Lord, what is going on?
I don't know. Someone didn't want me to be great today.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're back, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad. Melvin, you good over there?
He over there being a 69 guy.
I don't know what you got going on. Just give us a thumbs up. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I was laying on the porch, had to clear off my bed.
But they done moved you outside, huh?
Yeah, huh?
Said they done moved you outside, huh?
Oh no, it's good weather out here. I'm chilling.
What's up,
Feels
Say
like
Cool?
100.
Say cool, what's good with you?
Say cool.
Yeah, Say Cool's in the building. Hey, but man, listen, man. A lot of ratchetness in that news. There's a whole lot of ratchetness in that news.
I tried to
Man.
live up to the hype, man. You know, try to live up to the hype.
Yeah, that was
which I want to
crazy.
touch on real quick. You know, I was in there.
Man, it's so much. Let's start with something fun. I was gonna dive straight in on y'all boy, but I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna give him some grace. I'm gonna give him some grace. No.
No, I want to know who.
No. Mm-mm.
I want to know who hyped you up. Who
Look,
got the juice to flow?
let's talk about marrying somebody that slept with your backup quarterback so that you can be
Oh,
jealous.
that was
Let's
wild.
start right there. Matthew
Just
Stafford.
destroyed the
Sir.
whole man's family. That man has family and kids.
No. So I guess the backstory was it happened in college. You know, so I guess
Doesn't matter.
she was trying to get him to commit or be serious, whatever, and she wasn't feeling it. So she went. She was trying to get him to commit. He just wanted to date casually. So she went sleeping with, the backup. And, he sat back and watched this happen. And finally, he just said, you know what? I don't like this, whatever. And then wound up marrying and whatnot. But my thing is, why did you put that out there?
Yeah, exactly. So what happens now? Like, oh, you don't buy me a mansion, I'm going to fuck your manager? Like, what?
Yeah, that type of energy, for real.
Yeah, like, oh, you didn't buy me that Lamborghini I want. All right, your teammate's on a free agency. Let me go holler at him. Like,
And with that hot tour, you know what I'm
that
saying?
hot to her. If she ain't hot to her, I don't want to talk to her.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and Keke Palmer, shut your ass up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody ask you. You know,
Keke Palmer, why is she always clout chasing? Like, nobody bring her up for years, and she out here just trying to bring back Hodem. Like, everybody,
not Hodem.
everybody have their hoe phase, but geez.
Hodem is crazy.
But like, think about it, she thirsty as a motherfucker. Like, how many times we talking about Keke Palmer is not about her helping the black community or her striving for greatness? It's always her doing some hoe shit.
Keke Palmer. Like, don't talk about Keke Palmer.
I don't know her. I don't know her from Adam. I don't know anything about her.
She's not.
Only thing I know was
she's a Disney Channel star.
Who? I haven't watched Disney Channel in 30
a long
years.
ways away from Disney.
Yeah, I haven't watched Disney in 35 years. I don't know who Keke Palmer is.
That's what I'm
saying.
Over
there trying to be the 69 God affiliate. You know what I'm saying?
I know. The only Palmer I know is Arnold Palmer and the Ice Tea.
I'm saying she's none of your business. Don't speak about her.
Oh,
that's my point. That's my point. She shouldn't be any of our business. She's nobody.
She's none of your business. Not in your
she's nobody. Like,
she is
a Disney star. Like, come on now. We don't talk about Christina Aguilera. We talk about that whole Britney Spears. We talk about who else? Justin Timberlake, DUI. All of them are just
I'm gonna try to get Britney
burnouts.
Spears so she want to be in my hood rap video.
Like, most of them are just burnouts.
Don't do it, sir. Do not do
burnout. A burnout. That's all she is. A burnout.
She gonna hit you with one of the knives she was in that video with. Well, leave crazy alone. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
Did he say she'll hit you with the blue chew?
You know what I'm saying?
Did he say she'll hit you with the blue chew?
I'm trying to bring you in the hood rap video. You know what I'm saying?
No thanks. Hey, what about the white folks, man? What's up with y'all mayonnaise brethren? You know what I mean?
Who?
Man, putting the kids in the shed, man.
That was a sick story. No, so the thing is, so Adoration, you're a little late. We had ratchet news, you know. So the backstory is there's a West Virginia couple that got arrested. Actually, no, this happened a while ago. They just got hemmed up by with federal charges, you know, for slavery essentially, because they would keep like the teenage black kids locked up in the shed,
And I guess when the authorities went in, they said it smelled so bad in there. Like they didn't even have like a working restaurant or whatever. They bring them out for certain times, and even like they had like a little I want to say maybe like a 9-month-old adopted kid, black kid. That black kid was segregated from the rest of the kids or whatever. Kept like secluded by himself too, like in the house. So these people are sick, man. This white couple adopted these kids and essentially put them in slavery.
Wow.
Well, they wanted money. It's money, the child care, the
They gotta be
Hey,
watching
Kimberly?
these children, man. Like when you adopt the kid out, you need to go be checking on their situation, popping up, because I've heard of that quite a bit of times, like where people will adopt a whole bunch of kids just to get those checks or whatever. However,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how it works, or for
Right.
slavery or whatever.
That's how diabolic the foster care system is.
Exactly.
And Republicans are. Think about it. They don't want you to have abortion for an unwanted child, but then when that child grows up, they throw them in foster care, and then they legalize fucking slavery all over again, and get a check.
That's what they mean by making America great again. They want to go back to that era.
Oh my Lord. But no, man. See, this is the message that I want to portray with this for people who are paying attention to the system, because we cannot pretend like there aren't other black relatives that would have took them children in, and predominantly African American children get put into the foster care system as punishment to the parents for minor infractions, right?
Yep.
You subjugate these children to situations like this, because even if it's not to the extreme, because that is an extreme. Let's be honest. Like we're not saying that's happening, across the board. But even with sexual assault, abuse, neglect, there's so many instances of these foster children being in horrific conditions. And for you guys to be in charge of a system that you say is going to benefit these children, and these things keep happening, there needs to be an investigation into y'all, because what are y'all common practices that are protecting these children besides just giving them to somebody and here's a check? Right? I mean, that shit is asinine to me. And even with that story, like the neighbors was calling the police several times over saying, hey, there's something going on over there with them goddamn kids. Like, y'all need to check on it. And it shouldn't have took several instances for them to go over there and find that. If
Very
it's
true.
that bad, if it was, you know what I mean, those type of conditions, and the neighbors are telling you, like, the motherfuckers over there is weird, and now they got a whole bunch of kids over there, and we know they weird, and y'all know they weird. Like, there probably shouldn't be no kids over there. But black people don't give your kids to the system ever.
Black people don't be giving, people, I watched a documentary about it. People lose their kids to the system so easily. And they actually did a thing where the group who was like looking into it, they went down from house to house, knocked on every door, and they said 1 out of 4 houses had lost their children. They said they take them and they say, okay, you got to do this, you got to jump through this hoop, jump through that hoop. They said by the time you get done jumping through all these hoops to get your kids back, your kids like disappear in the system. I think it has a lot more to do with a lot than just.
Well, I mean, even still, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. There's a sense of responsibility to not put yourself in situations where that can become a reality, right? Like we're all, very cognizant of what these people be on. Like I didn't have my run-ins with them. And they didn't try to, but when you are competent enough to have conversations with these people to protect your children, it's not always a case of we're just victims. No, some of y'all be fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
But Quez, like you gotta justify. I mean, you have to like put into a box like what is fucking up. I mean, stuff all the way from. I mean, you can't beat your kids, of course. Okay, so that's off the table. Your kids got to eat a certain healthy meal. You got to have certain insurance. You got to, boys and girls can't share rooms after 4 years old. Like there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of quote unquote.
Who said that?
These are laws, y'all.
Really?
Laws. I'm telling you, listen, I'm one of 9. My parents had to follow the laws, and people stayed trying to send Child Protective Services to our house. So yeah, it's not as easy as people just say, "Oh yeah, just do right by your kids." Like life is not that easy for a lot of people. I mean, we were
Yeah,
rich people when we were in the States, but it's not just that like, oh, just do right. It's
but
not that easy.
to get your kids taken away, it's pretty
Not
hard
that
as
hard.
well. It is pretty hard. If it, what are the chances of both parents fucking up?
That's the
It's one
thing
thing
though.
for one
Mhm.
parent to fuck up, but both parents fuck up. The probability of that is so low, and it
But
may
that's the
be
thing
that
though. Uh-huh.
that neighborhood that was documented. It may be crack housing, maybe a poverty stricken area where
Nope.
everybody's just having it. But if you look at the numbers, if it was actually that easy, we'd have more kids in the system
A
than are
lot more
than
kids are
are
in the
active.
system than you think. That's the point.
Oh, I know.
But let's
I
be
wanted to adopt.
realistic,
Hold
I
on.
wanted to
moderation.
foster.
You saying no, but
Mhm.
I can probably attest and assure you that the place where they did that, it was not in a suburban neighborhood because those areas aren't policed the same.
Yeah.
Those
Mhm.
areas aren't, you know what I'm saying, infiltrated the same by
This is West
government.
Virginia.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
Say
red
what?
state.
the documentary she's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're not in Carlsbad doing that. You know what
No.
I'm saying?
No, but that's
They
what I'm
may be
saying.
in they
Mhm.
may be in Vista going door to door. You know what I'm saying? But they're not going to door in Carlsbad to make sure your kids ain't sharing rooms
No, no,
and
no.
those type of
Listen, what I'm
scenarios.
saying is, what
And
I was saying was, I'm not talking about they were looking for people who are sharing rooms. They were just looking to see because they were doing a research into how bad it was. But no, I'm talking about because the thing is this,
But what was
like if
the
your kid,
area? That's the
I
point we're
don't know,
talking about.
I
That
don't know.
part.
That's what matters is if it's a poverty stricken area, then there is going to be a higher probability that the kids are going to go into the system. But if it's
Right.
your everyday regular neighborhood where crime rates are low and there's not a large police involvement, then there's less likely for the kids to go into the system, as well as it matters what the parents are doing. If one parent is responsible, then the kid would go into that one parent's care regardless.
But
And
both the parents are together, so
It
no,
doesn't matter.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
like
matter. They always, if you, one of the worst things you could do is spend a day in family court. I'm telling you, you'll see
I
some of
know
the craziest shit. I was there for family court, and
I've been there.
the dad had pictures of the mom strung out high with a bong and the baby on the couch and other drug paraphernalia, and the judge refused to give the dad full custody. He said the mom has a right to the children as well. And if she's a drug addict and she's strung out and not getting help, what right does she have to taking care of a kid that she's obviously not taking care of because she's passed out high?
right.
And
very true.
Mm.
the judge said, yeah, she doesn't have to give up full custody. And they didn't take the baby away. And this is right down the street. And I know it's anecdotal evidence, but spend the day in family court, you'll see the wildest shit ever.
Right.
Yeah,
Wildest shit ever.
Hey, real quick, let's jump into some of
and the
these
thing.
comments
Okay.
real quick.
Hmm.
Kimberly says, "Yeah, I kind of side eye other folks when they adopt our kids. Look at Charlize Theron. She adopted two black boys and turned them into girls. And you know that itch is from South Africa. Didn't know that. That's crazy."
Mhm.
Cheryl says, "Look into Angelina Jolie. She adopted some black kids.
I love
Um,
her.
I,
I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to probably
Yeah,
I
I
disagree,
love her.
yeah.
Cheryl.
Yeah, because
Angel,
Angelina
Angelina
Jolie is
Jolie,
different from all these other
Yeah,
situations
and she
because
didn't
Angelina,
she's
just adopt
also
black
embracing
kids.
the child's ethnicity.
Yes.
She helped. She supports that from 100%. So I don't think she fits in the category that we're talking about
No.
at the moment.
but my thing is,
I was just going to
if
say that.
if this is the case where we don't want other people to adopt our kids, then we should put pressure on other black people or of
To
wealth
adopt kids.
and prosperity to adopt the
Hmm.
black kids. If not,
Right.
then we should
Absolutely.
just shut the fuck up because then
I agree.
those black
I
kids are
agree.
going to stay in the system
100%.
because
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
it
Great
was the
100%.
point.
same thing when Mr. Beast was making 100 wells in Africa, and people were like, "Look at this white devil giving them
Crazy.
water and blah blah." And I'm like, "He's saving lives. What the fuck are you doing?" And how come how
Preach.
come how come
Preach.
Akon has been in Africa for 20 damn years and I haven't heard anything from Akon Music making wells in Africa?
Akon
So I'm
City
like,
is
then
a bust.
He's making
I
a
I'm
agree.
like,
city.
leave
I
Mr.
agree.
Beast alone. Let him do
I
God's
agree.
work and stop
Preach.
talking shit and put pressure on other black millionaires and billionaires to do the goddamn same. So I'm just saying, if we're gonna hold others to standards, we need to hold ourselves to the same goddamn
I agree with
standards.
that.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hear you on that one, man. Crazy.
I agree.
Completely agree.
Anything else in the ratchet news we want to discuss before we start jumping into these topics?
Man, let's talk about your president. What's going on, bro?
Oh my God.
Oh, which
What's
one?
going on
I
with your
heard-
president, bro?
Sleepy Joe? Sleepy Joe?
Man,
Yeah, he had a bad debate, but
He had a horrible debate.
Yeah,
I
what?
heard.
Yeah, what?
a
Bad
bad
is an
debate.
understatement.
Okay, I have a question. So, what made his side so bad? Like, what was it? Why was the debate so bad on his side? And then I'm gonna give you the reason why I'm asking.
Well,
So
one, he didn't seem prepared. He didn't seem coherent. He was whispering in non-formed sentences. You know what I'm saying? And kind of rambling about bullshit. And he lost it for me when he said, "No U.S. troops have died since I've been president." And I said, "Well, I could think of 2 times already
Yeah.
in the last, you know what I'm saying, 12 months that sir, you were there for." You know what I'm saying?
For me, it's more of Biden was it was hard. He was not so much coherent. You could see his age was apparent, but what he was saying and what we could understand and articulate from what he was saying were good policies. On the other hand, Trump was just lying out his ass. So if you want to say, oh well, Biden lied about troops dying under his thing, Trump claimed he never had sex with a porn star. We all fucking know he did it. So come on, he's lying, and then when faced with the truth, he couldn't accept it. He just takes personal jabs. Well, your son's a felon. I'm like, nigga, he has 2 felonies. You have 34 and another 60 pending. You have another 60 pending.
God.
Hey, so
only
Joe
that-
Biden for his dementia and with Alzheimer's, whatever he's going through, he did have a moment of clarity when he said, "Well, the only convicted felon on the stage is I'm looking at him." I mean,
and
that was fact.
And that is the fact. So the age factor was apparent, but so it's like the old man versus the con man, and
It's the greatest thing ever.
I'm still voting for the old man.
They're both old too, you know.
Yeah,
Oh
both-
yeah. One of the things I
younger
saw.
than Joe Biden.
One of them is 10 years older.
No,
No,
it's 3 years. 3 years older.
3.
It's
Oh,
only 3.
I thought-
I say what?
Okay.
No, but one of the best things I
heard
heard was the example was that, yeah, you know, Alfred was old taking care of the Batman cave, but because he's old, you don't fire him and you hire the Joker. That's exactly
pretty much what is going on right now. Exactly.
That is
I agree with
exactly.
you.
The man said he wants to be a dictator on day one.
Day one.
The man said he's glad he put the Supreme Court justices that want to have no abortion pill, no birth control, no condoms, and then
What?
interracial marriages is next,
Yes.
according to Judge Alito. So
Why are y'all in America? I don't understand.
So you can vote for the
You know what?
Yeah,
You
but
can
offer
bond
this
us out
to-
and send us all to where you are. That's what it
You
is.
have an offer for
Send us
stay on
some
your couch.
funds, and I will
So-
gladly go.
we could all knock him for being old, but
why,
Because
why
my
do
friend was
we?
giving
But
some
why
other
do we
laws that were
pretend like
overturned.
those are the only 2 options?
But right
Those are-
now, those are the only 2 that are present.
That's
and-
my
and what you call
problem.
it. But the
Wait,
reason
wait,
why I asked the
Okay.
question is because everybody I've talked to, and I am not a person that's normally into
Mhm.
politics that deep. I'm not.
I
The
am.
only thing they could find to say about Joe was how he looked. It had nothing
Right.
to do with what he said. And then, and the reason why Trump got the 60-something% has nothing to do with what came out of that man's mouth, because he lied from the time he came on there, from the
Right.
time he left. It's just the spirit of how Trump is all the time, where he has to be the loudest person in the room, no
Mhm.
truth, and I want focus on me, focus on me, focus on me. And the junk that was coming out of his mouth and everything else, the focus was on him. That's why he won the 60-something% rather than it pushed the other way around. Because when I saw Joe the day after, he wasn't looking as bad as he did.
I'm like, I wanted.
He
Where
has a
the fuck
cold.
was that Joe?
Yeah, he
Where
had
was
a
that
cold.
Joe?
He has a cold for one. He has a sore throat because of the cold, and he practiced him for weeks on there. And when your mind is not all 100% there, you just got information flowing on top of information.
Okay, I'm getting ready to play advocate. So what happened the other times he stumbles and fumbles over his words?
But that's the thing. He's
But they both do
years
that.
old,
Exactly.
and he's always
So-
had a speech impediment.
So
He's
that's-
always
so
had an
that's
issue.
my-
So
That
our,
is my
listen,
point.
but listen,
But third, they both do that. Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard Trump try to say
Guys,
campaign?
first of all, all right. Here's the thing, guy. My problem with people is whenever I say, whenever they come up with the whole, I never come to the people with the conversation. Whenever they come to me with the conversation, it's always Trump versus Biden. If there's like Donald Trump did this, but Biden did this, I'm like, do you think that because one person is not adequate, the other person is God sent savior? Like that's
No.
everybody's argument.
I mean, these
for Trump.
are the palettes
Everybody's
right now.
argument
So
for Trump is but Biden.
so real quick, because we got to bless the show properly. For those that are just tuning in, thank you. I want to thank you for tuning in, for dropping your 3 cents. If you want to come on, we got the link in the comment section on Facebook, on YouTube. We see you. Salute. Make sure you're hitting the like and the share button. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. But please share this onto your feed so we can break the algorithm on Facebook, because they trying to hold us back. Last week we had a very insightful, very deep conversation, and the numbers just weren't. Whatever Facebook is doing, they're just funking up a little bit.
they were
So,
trying.
We need to hire
so
an
just-
OnlyFans model. That will work. They get
No,
a lot
it
of
won't.
traffic.
Don't you have an OnlyFans for toes? Maybe
Yeah,
we
that's
need to
for feet
promote
though.
you.
That's
So
a
if you
small
guys-
niche.
So if
That's
you guys
a
are
small
coming
niche.
on,
Nobody
if you guys
wants
want to
that.
come on and be a guest, if you're using your cell phone, please make sure you're using your headphones. So therefore, we're not picking up any other noise. We're not picking up any other feedback, like Quez likes to say. This is a production. This is going out into the world. You never know, because Tisha's brother or I or Quez might clip this up, and it might be a clip. And if you go over there acting ignorant, or you got other stuff going on in the background, it's going to go out to the world. People are going to see you looking ignorant. So,
Good.
Mhm.
Show the nigga selves.
What the fuck?
I mean,
Hey, listen though, man. Like for real though, this is my problem with the whole shit.
Yeah.
Is that the Democrats always give us this boogeyman theory. You know what I mean? The Republicans always give us benign neglect. So at the end of the day, you as a people have options, right? They say these are your only 2 choices, but there's also another choice. Why don't we conglomerate with each other and decide on someone we feel like Bernie was still out there. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? What's Buddy's name? Kennedy's out there. Like there's so
Worm
many-
eater.
no.
that you
Brain
saying
worm
hell
eater.
no, but you looking
I'm not
at
fucking with that
Paul
Kennedy.
on stage.
I'm not fucking on that Kennedy.
You know, he crazy. He a worm ate his brain for 10 years. That I'm not joking.
But you got dementia, Joe, and you
Hey,
think that's okay?
All
hold
I
up.
know
Now-
is if that worm happens to start going something and he lets off
Joe
a new.
is not going to make it 4
Hey, I'm
years.
here. All right, so the thing is with that though, I mean, this is kind of how do I say this? You're right and wrong at the same time. You're right in the sense that yeah, we have options, but right now you're wrong because now it's in the final hour. We don't have options. When people were running, this is why we have primaries. So when you're trying to elect somebody or put your vote behind somebody, this is where primaries are for. This fool Joe Biden has won the primaries. This is who the Democrats felt like, hey, let's just go run a repeat and put this guy out here with Kamala.
Did you hear what you just said?
But
Did you hear what you said?
It's not. It's a different thing when for the political system there's only typically a 2-party system, and it's been that way since the 1960s.
No. I mean, we have independents, we have other parties. But so what happens is, so hold up. So the thing is, so going back to even like with Bernie, because again, I was a Bernie dude. So the Democrat being the I don't know the proper word to use for them, but they pretty much conspired to push Hillary Clinton out to the forefront. Hillary ran against Trump and lost. And so again, Bernie was getting ready to run again for, I guess when Trump was going again, but they didn't want him.
they pushed for Biden. So again, they're not listening to the voice of the people. They're thinking about, okay, well, let's just find a way to beat Trump. So to Quest's point, he's right. They do create this boogeyman theory, like, oh, Trump. But then Trump actually solidified himself as the damn boogeyman. So I mean,
but, hey, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
But it's not necessarily them that do it. It's us. So most people don't vote in non-presidential elections.
Come on, man. Come on.
And so when that happens, you don't get the same hype, and then your local electives matter, your local judge and magistrate matter, and that all adds up to the momentum. And also when you have like gerrymandering, which is when it's an all black neighborhood, but they only get a small percentage of the votes. And then when there's voter suppression, where it makes it like in Atlanta, to vote, it's like eight hours sometimes. But in the suburb of Atlanta, where the rich, sometimes half black, half white, there is no line. There's literally no line. And so voter suppression is real. And that's one of the other. So we all have an illusion of we have these two candidates, but it's also manufactured because both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, they conspire against each other so that they only push the two candidates that can get the most money. And also name recognition. Joe Biden has the most name recognition. He's also an incumbent. So the higher probability of him winning, because incumbents win, I think it's like 75% more. So that's why they pushed him out there. But I wouldn't support Sleepy Joe, but I'm gonna vote for him. But that's because it's the only job option we have. I wanted Bernie to win. I wanted other people to be out there, but it's when our communities don't get involved that we get these shitty ass candidates.
You should run for president.
No, I have too much
I
scallions.
appreciate you adding that context, because that's how I always feel every time we get into so I'm
very
glad
true.
you conceded to that, because I've been saying this since last year, and everybody act like I'm fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Moms?
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people in general.
No, I agree with you. Though.
I think he's crazy because I think Trump's his homeboy. He be inviting him over to his house in Atlanta, like, hey, man, let me show you how to beat this case.
Hey, if it come with a reparation check, Trump is more than welcome over here. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to spend a bag, bro, to come kick it with me.
He can keep that. He can keep that bag, because I don't want his napkins in my house.
I'm gonna holler.
He can tell you where all the black jobs are. Tell him to tell you where all the black jobs are. Listen.
Quez, you are the black job.
I guess shit. He didn't give it to me either. You know what I'm saying? I had to apply like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But my resume just happened to be good. But listen, at the end of the day, for me to vote for a president, I need tangibles for my community, and that's all I don't care who it is, to be honest. At this point in the system, it's two wings on the same bird. They both playing the game. One odds against the other. It's like you go ask your mom, can you have a cookie? And she say no, but you know your dad sitting in the living room watching TV, and you go ask him and he say yeah. And when your mama see you with the cookie, you be like, what the hell happened? The dad said I could have it. You know what I mean? It's that type of game that they playing with but to say that we don't have a choice is what bothers me. You know what I mean? There's always things that you can do besides just participate in a system that's unjust.
You're right, and then you're wrong at the same time. Like, I hear you 100%. Remind you, I support you on that. You're 100%. But at this point in the game, at this stage of the game, it's a little bit too late. We really don't have no other option. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, just like how you said, because you said it before so beautifully, you got to go out there and vote locally, pay attention to your local politicians and all this other stuff. Make sure you're paying attention to your electoral colleges and everything. You know, by this point in the game, it's a little bit too late to do that, to say, oh, well, we got to go back to the drawing board. The Democrats can pull the plug on this. We're like, okay, well, this is who we want to push out to the forefront, because I do think that there definitely needs to be a competency test with Joe Biden, because, again, I mean, the way that he's looking, he don't look too healthy. You know what I mean? And that's my concern. But if that happens, then automatically Kamala Harris steps into that seat. You know, which is, I guess, a viable solution for that, because again, I don't see nobody viable on the Republican side, especially when you got Trump pushing people who are like DeSantis, who want to essentially get rid of critical race theory and Black history in Florida, or you got people pushing their own personal agenda. Someone is feedback and bad.
We'll go through. Just keep talking.
I think that might be Addie over there.
Could have been. I can turn my mic off. 1 second.
Let's see. Go ahead.
Mic check.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Yes.
Do you have any
All right.
headphones or anything?
I can use my headphones. Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, yeah. So what's up, Greg? What's up, moms? But it's just one of those things where it's just like, we really don't have an option. We if we don't vote, then of course, we already know who's going to vote, and they're going to vote for the convict. And then he's already talking about, like Tisha said, he's going to be a dictator from day one. And again, so the same effect of how the blacks like me because I have a criminal record and all this other stuff. He's already talking about not ending qualified immunity for police. You know what I'm saying? So when a police officer kills another black person, then he's going to jail.
To say that we as the people don't have a choice, and you keep giving all the animus to a specific party that we are in charge of as people is the problem for me, right? It's like saying, hey, well, we just slaves now. We already here on the plantation. We ain't got no choice. We just gonna ride it out.
What do we do?
Until Master decide that maybe we deserve to be free. Then
I think
that's
you
what
both
that sound like to me.
You guys.
So what do we do?
Both are right to a certain extent. You guys are both right to a certain extent. Like the black community does have the power to hold our politicians accountable, but the problem is we don't hold them. We don't go out and vote, and so they're like, that's a sure thing. It's it's just like Michael Jordan or LeBron James. That's a sure 25 right there. It's a sure thing that the black people are going to come and support the Democratic Party. The problem is, although it's a sure thing, the opposite end is Trump and Florida, like Third said, they had a book banning. And it was all the small black business leaders. They bought books that were banned, and they were handing them out to the community. And the cops tried to shut that down. And so there was so many different things or when you talk about white Christian nationalism and how they're taking over, how you have to have a Bible in each classroom in Louisiana, and it's like, well, what if that kid's Muslim? What if the tables were turned? And that was your kid had to have a Quran in the thing. Would you still be happy about that? No. And it's like, so you can't just be like, yeah, I'm happy that they put a Bible, because it's hypocrisy. Because if you wouldn't want your kid to learn another religion, then you can't sit there and cheer for what the white Christian nationalists are doing. And they're infiltrating school districts, superintendentships. It's not even
that. It's the representatives of that are not the representation that the Bible speaks about. That's my problem with that. The white Christian nationalists are not really the best example of being Christians. And I'm y'all take it how you want to.
They're not really Christians at all.
Listen,
they're not really
being
Christians.
Facetious, but these same individuals was the people that said, hey, God said, hey, slaves, honor thy master. That's it, So when you start talking like that, I don't think I want my kids to learn your version of the Bible, because it comes down to interpretation. And when you pick and choose what is important and what's relevant,
y'all make sure you get the like to share
the discrepancy.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
right. So again,
that's how they justify slavery. That's how. Well, it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, and that's why it gets sugar coated.
But the Bible doesn't justify slavery. That's the crazy.
No, but he's saying, that they use those scriptures
as justification, and so it's misinformation.
Said Democrats have always taken the black vote for granted. I agree with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going back to Quez, again, I'm not disagreeing with you wholeheartedly. I'm just saying at this point in time, it's a little bit too late. Now, again, so after this election, we got 4 more years to get our shit together. I've said this on this very podcast. We said this before when we talked before. We got 4 years to get our shit.
4 years.
I'm saying we got 4 years to get our shit together, as far as coming together, as far as putting our vote to somebody who's going to give us, as you say, tangibles. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to sit there, organize, get ready, and get ready for 4 years, because, again, when election time comes up and we have the same talk again, we can't sit up here and have these debates and me and you talk with the same the two wings on the same bird. We got to get together and organize.
But
we
what I'm saying is, from the rhetoric of the other side, it doesn't sound like you're gonna have 4 more years to figure shit out. That's my problem. So when you see something like this, you have to galvanize people to move towards a real result. Like, are you saying it's too late? I don't think it's too late. You know what I'm saying? I think the people can come together after what they seen this week.
6 more months to election.
Look, is 6 months not enough time to galvanize the American community? You know what I'm saying? Or even just our community. I'm not going to say American. I'm going to say our community. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest. With us only being a certain percentage of the national community, people follow our lead. So if we can galvanize our people to move in a certain direction towards supporting someone on a candidacy as even just a write-in ballot, and that destroys the structure of what they're trying to do, because it's like saying it's tradition for you to wear pantyhose and long skirts and shirt in church, and if somebody comes in with a skirt above their knees, then they got to be the devil. If we keep going with tradition, there's never no progress, right?
That is true.
When Major, just start with you. Hold up real quick. I got a million one things going on. Greg, I see you, but I don't see you. Are you in a good spot?
Look like he driving.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're driving, man, just wait till you stop, and then you can come on. But we don't want the feedback in the show. Are you stopped? Are you good to talk?
No. Yeah.
Give us a thumbs up. We can see you.
Give us a thumbs up. We can see you.
I give him 2 thumbs down.
Damn.
Mike said.
What's up, big OG Greg?
Hey, what up?
Oh my God.
Hey, WWJD, Greg. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna talk about, but we still got a whole show to do. You know what I'm saying? But we spend too much time on this shit. But the thing about it is, it's like,
this was the show.
This wasn't one of the topics. This was a ratchet news.
This is a good topic, though. This is a good topic because
it is. It's a heated one. Because again,
there's a lot of misconception also about what Biden has done for the Black community, and so we should talk about that as well, because
we will do it on another show. But I will say it like this though. At the end of the day, so I was trying to talk to Quez, but it's a little bit too late. We already had the primaries. So, you know what I'm saying? They've already pretty much selected who they're going to put on the ballot or who they want as the forerunner of Democrats for November. So, again, unless there's another viable option on that ballot, then we're stuck. Because, again, if we're playing the political game, then we know the majority, we know the redneck Republicans or these red states, again, for these blacks, for Trump's whatever, they're going to come out in November. They're going to show out and put this criminal back in office, which will be damn sure crazy. They put a convicted felon in office. And again, we've seen what happened January 6th. We've seen what happened when he was talking about, there's good people on both sides talking about, the Klans or neo-Nazis and all this other crap. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing the political game, 6 months is not enough time to sit up there and to organize. Now, unless you go all out and you riot or you do something to try to steal the election, but then we're looking just like how those folks were looking January 6th. That's just what I'm saying. Right now, it's a little bit too late. So again, if however it rolls out, and November, afterwards November, or we can even start now. But again, when the next 4 years come up, when election comes up for the president or whatever, we got to get organized as Black folks if we want to see significant things.
But a lot of people say that Joe Biden did nothing for Black people, and then Trump did more for Black people, and that's a damn lie.
In all honesty, Mel and Funk Biden, he wasn't like
one of them did shit.
But he gave us a well-qualified Supreme Court justice. The Black community suffers from insulin and diabetes. He capped those prices, which is healthcare is one of the largest death.
What's up, Andy? He did.
Also, he gave forgiveness of school death, which is hounding the Black community that wants to be entrepreneurs. There's the list of things when you actually listen to it the list of things when you tie it in, there's a great deal. None of it's sexy. None of it's like, yeah, he's right.
Melvin, this time out, sir. This be my problem. Because when we qualify things for the black community, it's always a lift all program. You know what I'm saying? That be my problem. We don't say you did this for the black community when it affects other people outside the black community as well. You can't say that. Like when they came up with an Asian hate crime bill, it didn't say Asians and niggas. It said Asians specifically. Like how they trying to come up with this anti?
I agree and disagree at the same time, Quez. I hear you.
But it's not
of Jewish people. It's specifically for them. You can't say I did this for y'all when it actually helped everyone in America. It's like saying that you know what I'm saying? Hey, look,
he gave another I think it was 100 million to black HBCUs. He did support those.
And
my student loans are still here. They need to be.
And who goes?
A portion of mine are gone, so I'm with it. A portion of mine are gone. So
Damn.
You want to know the truth about that, Jessica and Tisha? So he's signing it. He's signing it, but then there's people who are opposing it.
I know.
We know
I know
people who are opposing it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We know people who are opposing it.
Republicans.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So moving on. Moving on. This is why voting. This is why voting is really important.
I'm not. Once again, I'm not trying.
No, but I get what
I'm just saying.
I get what Quez is saying.
When I say I want
tangibles
for my community, I want something specifically lined. There's no reason in hell why we should still be having a discussion about an anti-lynching hate crime bill for people who have been here over generations that have been fighting against white oppression. So,
but he did
if you can give me an Asian hate crime bill before you can give me an anti-lynching bill, that means you're on bullshit to me. You know what I mean? We've seen 3 videos.
Alrighty.
The Democrats don't control the House or the Senate right now. Republicans control.
Matter.
It does.
It does.
It doesn't.
That's how the law gets passed.
So here,
you think Republicans care about Asian hate crime? Do you think they care?
They don't.
Okay,
but
for the political clout of it, they did. But he's right because the thing about it was there's been an anti-lynching bill going on for a long time. So let's just say, like for example, and this is where we will give credit to the Democrats. The Democrats tried to push this along. A few years ago they tried to fight for it. But again, when it got to the Senate. The Republican-led Senate, they voted it down. They voted it down.
It was on Mitch McConnell's desk.
Same thing with Obama. There was a lot of things that Obama went to get done, but Republicans had it in their mind, especially like the Rush Limbaughs. They said this on their platforms that the Republicans are pretty much what they're going to do is anything that Obama brings to the forefront, they're going to shoot down, shut it down. They want to sabotage his legacy. So again, this is what this is
a one-sided argument.
Man,
the Democrats do the same shit that they don't agree with. They do the exact same thing. And that is we're not going to sit up here and play semantics about people. That's my problem. We acting like this shit is just okay. I guess we gotta wait 4 years. I guess we just gonna have to survive the storm. Like that's bullshit.
No,
to me. That's not how revolution works.
What I'm saying is
revolution don't work like that.
Strap up your boots. You know what I'm saying? And let's prepare and let's get organized and let's fight.
I came out the coochie with my boots on.
That's what I'm saying, man. So again, we can't just sit up there just. What are we gonna do? Running around, scattering around, trying to fight? We're gonna look like disorganized ants. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together and strike a mighty blow. That's all I'm saying. Get organized. Get organized.
Somebody say blow.
Intellectual people out there that have a sense of community, there are actions you can take, but you can't be dismissive and just say, "Oh well, it's too late." Because the next time we're going to have this conversation is in 2027.
So what can we do?
It's almost election time again. That's all I'm saying.
So let's play advocate. Take your stance and not do shit. All right. So we don't go vote for Biden. We don't go vote for Trump. But I'm telling you, so there's a majority of red state, redneck, racist motherfuckers who are going to sit up there. They're going to go out there and put this man in office. And again, So then he's going to sit up there, do just what he did the last time, pack the Supreme Court, make sure he gets the House to go on. So what happens if we have a Republican-led House and a Republican-led Senate? Ain't shit going to go through. If you want to sit up there and talk about, let's get black reparation, they ain't going to vote for that shit because they're already letting you know that they don't like you. But again, these dumbass Canadians going to sit there and blacks for Trump. This motherfucker just tells you every single day that he does not like you. But again, if we don't do shit, we sit back and just watch this shit happen.
We should vote for the person who doesn't like us, but just
so again, so what they're doing, what they take the time to do, just like the Republicans, they did the same exact shit. When Obama got in office, they sat there, okay, we'll let the Democrats have a little celebratory thing. We'll let them celebrate the first black Puff the Magic Negro president. Well, we'll just sit up there and organize. We'll sit up there and make sure we take back the House. We'll take back the Senate. And then boom, we'll shoot down anything that he tries to push through. And that's exactly what they did in his last term. The way it made him, quote unquote, look like a bad president and didn't do anything for black folks. They sat there and got organized.
That's
it took
why
4
I said
years
both
to get
of you are
organized
true.
and they did it.
That's why I said both of you guys are right. It's because it's like, we're accepting crumbs, and yes, we're shutting up and accepting it now. But the alternative is we're not even at the table. And so until we organize, that's the problem. And until a lot of people figure that out, we're going to be in this constant cycle, the same cycle that kept the ghetto for 60 years. And it's not going to change until we organize. It's not going to change because we've all been saying what Quest says. I've been saying the same thing. I agree with what Quest says, and I agree with what Third says. But the difference is I'm going to go vote for Biden knowing that he's giving me crumbs and knowing that he's pandering to me when it's close to election because there is no other alternative.
Yeah.
That's the only option.
Very true.
And the last point I just wanted to say also too. We need to stay focused on what's important. The black community is fighting back and forth with each other on these social media, on these dumb ass ghetto things.
Thank you.
On social media, when we should be getting together on other stuff. We shouldn't be battling that. Oh, he won't take me to where I want to eat because he's too cheap. We shouldn't be doing all that back and forth, and it's set up on purpose. They want us to continue to do this because they know if we actually united 100%, all this crap that's going on now would not be going on now.
Amen.
That's what it is.
Fair.
I want Tisha for president.
Fair.
No, I don't want the job. First of all, I'm a black woman. They ain't putting me in no office.
Yeah.
Kamala is close.
And we
she's a Kevin. I don't care about her.
Oh man, here you go.
Percentage?
Militant black, she's half actually.
She just look all skin folk ain't kinfolk. She just look like us.
Right. She don't even look like us, honestly.
Man, say that.
And I need her to be more present. We saw Obama's wife all the time everywhere. I need her to be more
that's my baby
She's doing
right
a lot
there.
of shit behind the scenes. I'll give her
Well,
that.
I give her that. But as far as our young black girls, she is a black woman. I need her to be a little bit more out
that's
on the
not her role.
That's
my
You're 100% right, but she's doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
She's not his wife. She ain't got. She got a job. You are the vice president. That's your fucking job to be outside. You know what I'm saying? She's
doing
a lot of shit behind the scenes.
Didn't even have a job. You know what I'm saying? But
she's doing a lot of shit behind the scenes, man.
And she don't have a white job. She got a good job.
So going into the whole hour on this shit.
I know we got 1 hour. Let's run through it.
Man,
I heard that before.
30 minutes ago.
I was ready an hour ago.
The dog's gotta eat.
Hey,
that's what I'm talking about. Let's
Kamala
run
be
through
at
it.
the Palomino in
Dog's
Vegas.
gotta eat.
Get the money. Let me stop. Go ahead.
Just hating on this hate. You know what I mean? Like,
agreed, Sharon.
Yes, sure. I agree. I said that the other day.
I hate the people that hate me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think about the people that
she does.
hate it.
She does not hate you.
Man, she don't like me either.
But you love Trump though.
I don't love Trump. I love receipts. I love receipts.
I ain't got no receipts.
I love them that love me.
Yeah, I love. Hey, look, I don't give
everybody got their own Singletary thing with the. This what I want. Man, come on, man. Like, and then again,
that's who I rock with. Because America is for sale.
We ain't ever getting off this topic, and I would have
Right.
stayed on.
So let's
America's
turn the
still,
page.
baby.
Let's bring it back to
And
the
I
book.
want my
All
piece.
right. So the topics that we got for tonight are some more controversial ones. You know, saying this is Black Music Month. You know, we could talk about history since Quez likes to be Mr. Militant Malcolm X. Who was the ethnicity that created hip hop? Is R. Kelly still within your top 5 R&B? We got another one. Like we meant to try to go into the whole do Bad Mothering or does Bad Mothering create F boys? And we still got that topic on the table.
Yeah.
And then also there was another video that went viral. Not give a funk what anybody says about distractions. This is kind of crazy that a father went ape shit on the stepfather for taking the son to the barbershop to get his haircut. So who is in the right, who is in the wrong?
That was,
you know what I'm saying? We got a few topics to talk about.
The father was trash.
So which one do we want to dive in and talk about?
I want to talk about all of them at the same time.
But
Let's talk about Buddy at the barbershop.
let's talk about keeping our
Buddy at the barbershop. Because I seen that. I said, come on, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Finally, some we agree on.
I disagree.
The damn sure ain't the president. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. So for the folks that don't know, me and President have this debate since like what 2016. This one been one of them ongoing things. We agreed, then we disagreed, then we don't agree. You know what I'm saying? It's been ongoing with me and him for a long time.
And it's not gonna end. So yeah.
No,
absolutely not.
Next
He
topic.
keeps inviting Trump over to get some damn sweet
Next
pie.
topic.
I thought we was on this. Those names cannot be said anymore.
He sent him some spray tan,
Next
body
topic,
oil
Eric.
cream.
It's not over till I win. That's how I feel.
Oh well, it's not gonna ever be over because some topics
how I
somebody
feel.
gonna fight you over.
There's nothing to win.
It's not over till I
Neither
win.
Biden or Trump are a trophy. There's
Hey,
nothing
those are
to
bad
win.
words right now. We can't say those words.
well, they're gonna about to.
Play the clip, third. Come on, man.
Yes, let's go.
Play the clip.
All right, here we go.
Should I say all boy? Ain't not shit. That's my motherfucking son. World Star. That's my motherfucking. You don't got no business. Hey, barbershop. I told you that. I told you that shit. 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 It's your first time. Hey, let me go ahead and call this mama real quick and we gonna get to the bottom of it. All right, you go ahead and do that. And she better say the right shit because if she don't, I'm about to get the swinging in this. On God. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I'm trying to poke you, man. Yo. Hey, ass not answering the phone, huh? Hey, ass probably well, I thought ass. Hey, bro. Man. Hey, watch out. Get him out your son. That's my motherfucking son. That's my motherfucking son. You want to be Russell Wilson so motherfucking bad. You want to be Russell Wilson so bad. Well, you don't even got the Sierra. Hey, bro, you going to them. Hey, bro. I need all these little fights. Hey, she said I answered the phone, huh? Hey, bro, all right. I'm really showing you. Yeah, all right. Oh, out here. Hey, like I said, watch your motherfucking son. Ain't your motherfucking son. Hold on. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Keisha. Hey, she up in here trying to take Sean with him. Let me get a little closer. What? You ain't taking her nowhere until you pay your child support. What? Child support? That little bitty ass shit. Boy.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was horrible.
Imagine that's your dad.
That was two weak ass niggas.
Yeah, I would have fought him.
Not two weak ass niggas. One. Because
No, it was two.
In my
It
opinion,
was two.
If I was
in
the
my
stepdad,
opinion,
I would have fought him.
In my opinion, the stepdad was very noble.
He'd have caught it
for
to
not
the
knocking him
head.
out.
Right in the
You
mouth.
said what?
Hold on a sec. Adoration, I'm gonna let you get your issue. Melvin, I agree with you. No, I don't agree with you. I wouldn't have done anything like that. I wouldn't have fought him.
Nah, I wouldn't have fought him either. I would have just said, "Yeah, that's why I fucked her." Look, son. Where was your dad? Your dad show up when the bills paid? No. Your dad didn't take you here? No. So he knew your head all nappy and he didn't take you nowhere? Where your dad at?
I'm not fighting the biological father right there in front of the son.
Nah, fuck that dude. He ain't no just because the nigga
in that way in front of his son. It was just so
exactly.
disrespectful.
I'm not fighting him in front of his
So
son. I'm gonna act civilized and
Nah,
well reserved in front of the son.
If I was a stepdad, I'd fight him, make sure he never gets custody again. But like, look, family court. That nigga uncivilized.
Listen, guys. Stepdaddy's scared. No, let's
Yeah.
not play like he really like that. That man was scared.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yes, he was.
I would have fought him.
I'm calling
I
Keisha.
said, yeah.
Keisha, he trying to take your son. That was some hoe ass nigga shit.
Angie says
I
he should be
would've
glad
called
someone
nobody.
went to
No, for
hell
real.
without
Listen
keeping
to
up his
me.
son's hair.
Listen to me. As a man, I don't give a shit. As a man, you run up with that type of energy, bro. You got to stand on that. You have to. That man was scared. That man, I wouldn't need to call nobody but the ambulance to come pick you the fuck up. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
then
saying?
you be in jail, Quez.
It ain't
Right, but
sometimes
so
ain't no
again,
jail.
Quez,
I defended myself.
so
But
Quez,
listen,
do you want the boy to see his father potentially getting effed up, or you getting effed
yes,
up right in front of that boy to
yes.
potentially get
If your
damaged?
father acts unruly, you need to know that there are consequences in life. So,
But
son,
can
I
we
need
think
you
about
to
the
see-
child first?
Yes,
That's my fault.
children,
That's how old bitches.
children need to know that when you get out of line and you come out with nonsense behavior, things happen to you. So, with that being your father, I need you to understand that if you behave in that manner in public spaces, everybody not playing with you. Somebody might smack the shit out you because you're not as tough as you think. That's all that would have been. If your daddy cared that much, he would have been down here.
All right,
The stepdaddy should have fought
on a
him.
serious note, my 3 cents like this. I think
I was serious. Don't say on a serious
No,
note like I was joking.
no. I'm saying for me. I'm not talking about you, militant Malcolm X. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. This is for me on the serious tip. I was saying I wouldn't do anything in front of the boy. You know what I'm saying? Which I still kind of hold true a little bit. You know. So again, so my whole thing is like this. I think in the sense of it, the biological dad is insecure. I think it's the whole thing of the fact of the matter of this man right here, whether you think he's a square, think he's a sucker, whatever like that, think he's hard, whatever, he's banging your ex, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And I think the picture and the mental of that is effing with him. So he's trying to project that energy onto this man right here and in front of his son. So again, as like what you're saying, I totally 100% agree. As a stepfather, what will you do in this situation? You got to stand your ground. Or you got to sit there, but what Jess is saying, I'm thinking about the child. Like, so if I know that I can F this kid up or F this dude up, you know, is it going to be damaging for the kid psychologically to see his father, you know, saying on the floor bloody, or see me on the floor bloody? So you know, I'm gonna keep it cool head. I'm gonna let him shout, wolf his tickets, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna take the boy home to the mom's. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, hey babe, I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? I need to go to the store, go get an iced tea.
there's
and I'm gonna find that mother sucker, and I'm gonna beat the dog shit out of his ass. That's what the fuck I'm gonna do.
There's some truth to that, Third, but at the same time, like you said, what example are you showing? So, who's in the right? The stepdad that is taking his son or his stepson to get a haircut, and a haircut should be fun. And somebody is aggressively antagonizing you, regardless of who that is, and threatening to beat your ass. How are you going to take it? Are you going to move? What example are you setting for your child? So that kid is going to remember that moment forever. And the stepdad didn't stand up for himself. He didn't. He was non-threatening.
Third. The part you missing is when that little boy go home. Yeah, shut up before I call my dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what all that's gonna be.
That's all. Yeah.
For the next 10 to 15 years. Shut up before I call my dad. You're not my dad. My dad will come over here and whoop your ass.
That's what I'm saying. So the boy don't need to see his father laid out. That'll be psychologically damaging. So I'm saying, so when I go get my tea,
the persona that you give is that
understand, Quiz. But when I go get my tea, when I go to the McDonald's, you know, if I just so happen to find this cat,
little man still don't know.
If I happen to find this cat walking along the street,
little man seeing his daddy rock up on you, and
my point.
And I'm keeping a cool head, like you said. I agree. I ain't acting scared. And I ain't going, yeah, Keisha, he here. I ain't calling Keisha. I'm like, all right, man. You know, I hear you. I'm gonna try to keep.
But
cool.
The best thing,
you know, like I'm gonna catch him slipping. He gonna get caught slipping. And if he get a brick inside his head, then.
The best thing he could have done is said, all right, let me holler at you outside. And then they settle it however. So that way, the son sees, hey, My stepdad is not scared of my dad. Whatever happens outside he's not stupid. He's gonna be like, hey, whatever happened outside happened. But he knows that he doesn't run from confrontation, and two, the example of the men that are supposed to
I
be
hear
raising
you.
him are not just sitting there gossiping back and forth like little bitches. Like,
I hear you. Hold on. Let's
that's
read
it.
some of the comments real quick, and then we're gonna get
Please
some
do.
more feedback from the panel. Cheryl says Bio Dad was an idiot. 100% agree with you on that one. Sekou says he was in the rights as a father.
Nah.
I don't understand how. I
Nah.
kind of
We'll
get it.
get
Hold
to
up. His next comment. The moms is probably blocking him from seeing this kid in the first place. It sounded like that. You know, it sounded like she was holding the kid ransom. You know, because of the child support.
It surely did.
So I give you that. I give you that. Greg was saying sorry, too much politics for me. Hey, that's life, man. Politics is everywhere, even in the workplace.
Even in the Bible, Greg.
Cheryl says, how long did the mama have to nag the bio dad to take the son to the barbershop? Angie says exactly. Angie also says there's a time and place for everything, but all that shit in front of the kid, you know,
Right.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's why you take him outside.
Hey,
and
Stephen, yeah, you can come up. So if you're on Facebook, just I pinned the link in the comment section.
In the top of
Just
the comment.
Yeah, on the top of the comments. Just scroll out, go to it, click the link. If you're using your phone, make sure you have your headphones in. It's going to work as a microphone. But yeah, just come on in and we'll allow you to come on and drop your 3 cents.
Look, guys, let me tell you a little bit, man.
Real quick, I'll let you get it up. But if anyone running up, they need to be handled immediately because, like they said, stand on that energy you give it. That's what from Angie. So go ahead, Quest.
Look. I mean, the barbershop situation is kind of a sacred thing for a father. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was that young man's first time or not. Like, you know what I mean? Like that could be a major issue because first of all, how did that man know you was at the barbershop? Apparently, Keisha called and told you, yeah, that's why that nigga out there at the barbershop getting your son haircut. Like that's how I'm viewing this happen because you're not just randomly riding around the barbershop to see if your son up there getting his haircut.
Or one of his homies in the barbershop.
Or one of the two. Yeah, but
right.
To agree with Sekou, it sounded like she was on some, you ain't paid your child support, you can't see your son till you pay your child support because that was her exact answer when that man said he coming to get his child. Nope, till you pay, you can't get.
That is a quick way to lose in family court because they're going to say you went and you caused a disruption and showed violence in front of your child, and you weren't paying child support in the begin with. So why are you arguing that? Why are you even there? Why not call up?
Look, I'm not talking about family court though, Mel.
No,
I understand that.
But my point is that's how you lose.
You got to stand on principle.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna show up there, then he obviously doesn't care about court. He obviously doesn't care about the well-being of his child as well, because that is a traumatic event for that child. Right or wrong, that kid is gonna remember that
whole situation.
Yeah.
So if you really want to be a positive father, why would you put your kid in a place where he's gonna have a toxic memory, a trauma? Why would you do that? He could have ran up on that man after he dropped off the kid. There's plenty of places to have that same discussion. So as a father, he looked like a straight punk. And it's like, well, one, you're not paying child support. Two, you're obviously not getting your kid a cut. So what the fuck are you doing then? But you have the same energy and the gas money to go to the barber? Like, come on now. That don't make no sense. No sense.
All about pride.
All that and pride will get you killed. Pride will get you fucking fucked up. Pride will have you losing your kids in the system. So you can't. That's where it pays to be mentally strong and emotionally strong as well.
And emotionally intelligent. Yes.
Yeah, emotionally. If you can't control your well, that's my son. Yeah, it's your son. Where was that energy when he needed a haircut the day before? Why is it now he's already at the barber spot and now you have energy? It don't make
because he's mad because another man is sleeping with his ex.
But she married to him, so that might be a reason why he mad too. That is her husband.
Yeah, and he's like,
see, you got to put that stuff in the story. Yeah, that's
the thing is
information.
In my opinion, though, the stepdad, people can call him a punk if they want. My problem with a lot of people is they're so concerned about being a punk, not being a punk, but that being a punk shit or not being a punk, that's the stuff that puts you in jail. The dad, the biological dad was one swing away from going to jail. Like, and I'll be honest, as the stepdad, I thought as a man, because most men would just lose their temper and go off. I thought as a man, he handled himself very well. He's like, look, since he's not the bio dad and probably it won't wash in court, he's like, look, I'm calling straight to the person who actually has the authority to say, no, you can't take this man. I mean, technically, he doesn't have that authority. I don't know if they're married or not. So I think that he handled himself extremely well. And I think most men would not, let's be honest. Most men would lose their temper and start swinging, and they end up in trouble. They end up in jail somewhere.
That's where
not necessarily saying
I'm not
that.
doing anything with witnesses.
I think
that's my opinion.
I think
That's the barbershop.
Yeah, I ain't doing anything with witnesses.
I know that's right, third.
Purposely.
Not do no stuff around witnesses.
Hey, bro, what you want? You know what
But
I'm saying?
if he catch a brick upside the head, I don't know who did it.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
That's what I'm saying, though. The responsible thing to be doing is, like I said, doing stuff in secret and also getting restraining orders. And it's like, oh, that's a pussy thing to do. But listen, you're a grown. Listen, here's my thing, though. You are a grown ass man. If you don't know how to control your anger and your temper, you're gonna be in jail with the rest of the grown ass men.
No,
and a lot of them black.
Let's hear what Quest has to say.
That's not really. See, there are certain.
That's my 3 cents.
We heard all of your numbers, but listen, there are certain points in scenarios in real life. Like, I hate to say it this way, but fuck the kid. Fuck the barbershop. Like, bro, you can't rock up on me like that.
I agree.
All that backing me into a corner and chasing me around, and I'm trying to give you a pass. Like, even if he wasn't scared, but I'm telling you from my own personal observation, he looked scared. You know what I'm saying?
No, he did.
The stepdad looked scared. It wasn't about me being the mature candidate. It's we two different types of people.
He called Keisha. What's Keisha gonna do?
Right.
I get okay.
Let me finish.
Go ahead, and I'll tell you how I see it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Listen, look, it was some energy coming off from Step Pops that he didn't really want them problems, because they're even in that situation as a man. Hey, bro, what are you doing? Like, all this extra shit, like, don't keep walking up on me or we gonna really have an issue. You know what I'm saying? I understand this your son, but your baby mama asked me to bring him down here and do what needed to be done. Leave it at that.
It's not about
that's it. Like, I'm not gonna go. If you got an issue, call your baby mama. I'm not gonna call it for you, because that's y'all shit. I did what my wife asked me to do, and if y'all having some internal struggle, that's y'all business. I'm not trying to be in none of that shit. But if you keep rocking up on me, I'm gonna put you to sleep, and it's just gonna be that simple. I don't got nothing to do with none of that.
Not in front of the kid, Quiz.
I'm gonna put you, bruh. Don't keep doing it, because your kid.
Hey, Stephen, you ready to come on?
Because there is a fine line between
give me a thumbs up,
diplomatic, and going back to the house, and then when this little boy get to 12, 13, 15, he's like, "Shut up, nigga! I'll call my daddy. My daddy gonna beat your ass like he did at the barbershop." I mean, like, you putting yourself in a situation where you can no longer assert dominance in your house, because this outside force, this man's biological father, has more control in your household than you do with you, your stepson, and your wife. And yes, he does, Adoration. Listen, I'm not even talking to you right now, because one, you ain't got no kids.
You're just talking.
You ain't lived through it. No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm telling you,
you've been talking for 20 minutes.
No, but this is shit I didn't live through. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm so adamant about it, because
I know.
I've had
shit we live with.
tell me shit like this. So that's why I can speak from this notion, and it's a hard place to be. But
I haven't had it yet.
Like women have all this, you know what I'm saying, holy divineness that they never do shit wrong, and that man is gonna go home and be treated with the utmost respect.
1 sec, Stephen.
We're still having a conversation with your baby daddy, and he running up on me in public places. That's not okay.
Word. Hey, so Stephen, welcome to the show. This is Drop Your 3 Cents. So you go ahead and you can say whatever you want, say what you feel. But we're gonna let Tisha, because Tisha has something to add on. I'm not sure Jess did. And then we're gonna let you drop your 3 cents as well, brother.
Okay.
I'm going to be on the side of adoration. And it's because of the psychology background I have. Plus, it's law. You're an adult. And if you're the stepfather of that child, why would you put yourself in a position to where you might no longer be in that home anymore because your child has been arrested for assault? Like, if he hit you first and you responded, that's defense. Different. But if you hit him first just because he was in your face, he could press charges on you and you'll be seeing the jail time. So that's why I'm like, part. I'm just like, well, I wouldn't. Okay, it might be in all kinds of different jurisdictions might have their own
if you look at being
in a person's face, arguing and yelling in some places is not that you're being attacked because nothing physically has happened.
Right.
In some
but
places.
if you
so
show,
you have to be careful.
Okay, so
let her get her point.
To fight him in front of the child, even if you win and you beat the mess out of his real father. How do you go back and explain that to him and hope that the trauma is not already set? Because if the trauma is already set, it's not going to matter how you explain it. We don't know how it's affecting him mentally unless he expresses it. So I just feel like don't even expose him to it. You're married to this woman. You're a stepfather. You're living in the home. You're doing all this. You are his main prime example right now. That father that's not in the household is not even totally a good role model. You're not in the household. You're not paying the child support. And he said it was a little bit of child support. How dare you say it's a little bit, but you're not paying it?
Mm-hmm. With your fade and your new shoes and your new shirt.
Hold
on, Robin.
And okay, yeah, that's your son, and you want to take him to get his haircut, then you should have stepped in apparently and called her and made arrangements because she didn't know. He had to call Keisha and be like, hey, the baby father here trying to take your son. And if I go on the Quest side, him calling Keisha was the smartest thing.
Yeah.
Because if he did decide to swing on him like Quest say, I'm going to show you about me right now, you have proof that this man has been in your face trying to take this child. So if he decides to be a punk and press charges for something that he started, you have receipts that he was in there running amok.
I hear you 100%.
If half the barbershop or maybe more are his people, do you think they're going to be like, yeah, all of them are not going to be like, yeah, he came in here acting like that. They're going to be on his side.
Word. I agree, Chief. So hold on real quick. So Jess has something to say, but I'm going to have to kind of, I understand what Quez said. I'm on the same energy as what Quez. I'm just going to handle it more privately. I might catch him slipping. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm with you with that one.
I agree.
I agree.
So, go ahead, Jess.
I'm not.
I'm a lady, you know.
I'm not.
Say it, adoration.
Go ahead, Jess.
So the first problem is what I see with a lot of parents is they obviously don't have no paperwork showing who gets who when.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem when you don't marry, is a lot of these women are not going to go to court. So the fathers have to go to court and they have to fork up that money because majority of the time the father makes more than the mother with the kids. Because when you have kids, you have dependents. Guess what? You get a fee waiver when you go to court.
Mm-hmm.
So the father's not going to get a fee waiver if he's working. So you're going to have to fork up that money and get that paperwork in order. She's not going to be able to keep the child if you're not paying child support. Yeah, you should be paying child support, but guess what? If you don't pay it, you still get to see your child.
Yeah,
according to the court paperworks.
That's the thing.
Yeah, and also
wait. Now everybody wants to rebut and everything. Stephen, we're still with you.
Go ahead, Stephen.
In this situation, it's a couple of things that kind of bothered me, but I'm just going to say what I would have done, right? First of all, we don't know what type of arrangement that the paternal parent has in this situation. The maternal parent is the person that has custody of the child most of the time. But the paternal parent, if he doesn't have custody, what happened in that barbershop with me, had it been me, I'd have told him, man, take that up with your baby's mother.
Come
Right
on.
now, right now, what's finna happen? You're not finna punk me in here. You're not finna whoop me in here. All right. What's finna happen? I'm gonna let you take your child, but I'm gonna call the police and have the police meet us here. So when you walk out the door with your child, you have just kidnapped your child.
Yes.
Right.
Preach.
Okay.
Yes.
So
That part.
so as far as all of that goes, I don't have to play the tough man role. You understand? And what I'm doing in the psyche of that child is letting him know that I got his back. You understand? Even though that's his father.
Right.
You feel me? So I got his back. Look, go ahead and get your haircut, brother. Your daddy, don't worry about your daddy. I'm gonna handle this here. We not gonna get into no fracas or nothing like that. I'm going to handle this man to man with him, because what he should have did was went to your mama's house and talked to her about coming to get the baby.
Agreed.
You understand? Okay, so be that as it may, he knew what his situation was when he walked into that barbershop. What he was trying to do was muscle the stepdad, right? I've been in a situation like this where I've actually been holding that man's child because he was asleep. I was getting out of a car at his baby mama house, who I'm dating, and I'm holding the child, taking him in the house. He sleep on my shoulder, and he pulls up. You got my son. Put my son down and let him come to his daddy. No problem. No problem. And it's not because I'm afraid. You understand?
Right.
It's because that's his child.
Right.
So go to your father. When he woke up, he seen his daddy and he was excited. He wanted to see his daddy. He ran over to his daddy, right? So as I'm walking in the house, he was like, I thought so. That was his words to me. I thought so. Okay, so I didn't take no exception to it. I'm just steady walking in the house, because what I don't want to do is cause a scene in front of his mother's house. He had other kids that he wasn't the father of, and in front of them, right? So I'm walking in the house, and his next set of words was, "You better go in that house." Right? So now that's a challenge. Now you challenge me. Now you challenge me. So as I stopped and turned around to look at him, he was walking toward me with a cigarette in his mouth, right? So his son is walking to him, and the son starts to scream, because when a man is walking in a threatening in a manner, toward another man, you know what's gonna go down, right? The son starts screaming. The dad walks up to me, and because I actually paid attention to his demeanor walking up to me with the cigarette in his mouth, I grabbed his throat, right? And took the air away from him. Well, what's the first thing to go on your body when you take the air out of somebody? Your knees.
Your knees.
So he falls to his knees as I got my arm around his throat, and I said, "Do you really want to do this? Do you really want to do this? This is not what you want, fella. I'm on your side. I'm dating your babies. I'm dating your baby's mama, right? As far as you are the father of that child is concerned, I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I ain't got nothing to do with you, her, or him. You understand? I'm just dating her, right? Now, as he's trying to gasp and get his air, he's saying, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm hearing I'm sorry come out. So I let him go. And I'm not saying this to be no tough guy, nothing like that. I'm not tough. I just know how to defend myself.
Yes,
So
sir.
as he's getting up, he want to chop it up with me. He was like, man, I saw you with my son, man. That's my ex-wife and all that, And this is stuff that I'm finding out as it's happening, right? I knew that, that's her ex-husband. I knew all of that. But I didn't know the situation where it come, that, he makes scenes and stuff like that. Come to find out, she dated a guy before she started dating me, and he whooped that guy. You know what I'm saying? Well, they ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let it happen to me. I'm sorry. Well, we got that situated, and make a long story short, and I'll end with this here. I'm over to the house, and the kid goes to see the daddy every other weekend. So when I got there, he was getting ready to go. His daddy was outside, and he was getting ready to go. So he, told me bye. So I had some tickets. I was gonna go to the baseball game, and I had some tickets. And I said, take these tickets and tell your daddy to take you to the baseball game. He said, for real? I said, yeah. Tell your dad to take you to the baseball game. I said, don't tell him that I told you to do it. I said, tell him you got some tickets to the game. Tell him you got them from school or something. And tell him to take you to the baseball game. They had a wonderful time at the baseball game. He came back that weekend, and he actually got a foul ball that he caught. And he was happy, that he got the foul ball, and daddy took pictures and stuff like that. And he was like, that was that. He never knew that I gave him the tickets. That's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? All I wanted was that child to have something with his father that he remember, because he's not with his dad. You understand? So in that situation with the barbershop, it's just a conversation. It's just a conversation. You want to take this beyond the conversation, walk out that door with that child and watch what happens.
Man, that was a mature thing to do.
Beautiful.
Mature thing to do, man. I'm telling you.
Beautiful.
Now that doesn't take away from somebody who say they gonna handle their business. You know what I'm saying? To each their own. You know what I'm saying? To each their own. I mean,
that time I would have put my arm around his throat while he's smoking that cigarette. If he accidentally swallowed that cigarette, I mean, accidents happen.
I was trying to
You should have thought about that before you walked on me. I'm not gonna let you just walk up on you like you finna do something. That ain't gonna happen.
You are.
I agree. But my thing is, how can we clap at both instances? Like adoration, you're clapping at both instances. You're clapping at the kid being exposed to violence.
Wait, what?
You're clapping at the kids being exposed to violence, but then at the same time, you don't want the kid to be exposed to violence.
I never said that. I said, listen, you didn't.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me what you said.
I said that the mature thing to do for the dad was, okay, you got the difference between situations from my perspective is you got one dad acting crazy trying to get a scene. You're in the middle of the barbershop. Again, you haven't established that basically when it comes to parents, it's the biological parent or the biological parent. The kid doesn't belong to you. So first thing he did was he called and made sure, hey, you sit this kid out with me. Do you want the dad to take him? Right? So that was first thing. And he established that this kid, now I don't know what happened after that, honestly, but in the other situation, they're at home, they're outside on their lawn. First of all, it's a more private setting. It's not in the public eye. The kid has reign to run from their mom to their dad because they're at the house. This man walked up to him straight up like, hey, I'm going to attack you. He didn't attack him, punch him in the face, and start beating him up. He grabbed him by the neck and said, slow the hell down. That's different to me, in my opinion.
But
that's my opinion.
For the kid, adoration.
But
I didn't say anything about traumatizing the kid. I never said anything about I never said anything about traumatizing the kid. I'm talking about.
I said something about traumatizing the kid.
I didn't say anything about traumatizing the kid.
So
I said it.
The thing is, when you don't want your kid to be exposed to violence, then
I
the
didn't
best
say anything about that.
situation is to, like, for that instance, like for Stefan, that he did the best that he could. I would have just walked in the house. I would have walked in the house like, what do I have to gain by proving? Like, people talk shit all the time. I have nothing to gain.
Listen,
at the house,
shit.
you have nothing to gain.
No,
you have a way
no.
out.
So what people out here listening to this should know, just don't do nothing, because you never know what person you walking up on. You can walk on Quiz, you might not walk away. You know, you can walk up on
and Quiz has a crazy homeboy named Third.
See, you might not ever walk away. Somebody might catch you in mid-swing and be like, no, you ain't coming at me like that. And then Melvin will try to talk you down. So you don't know who you're getting.
I didn't say I would talk you down. I said I would just go inside. There's no point.
I'm riding with Quiz on that one. I'm a little bit more smooth with mine. You know, like I said, keep walking home from the McDonald's and actually just happen to catch a brick.
Exactly.
But it's not like they're not going to know you, Third. What would be the difference? You're still going to jail. It's not like they're not going to know Third. A 6'2", 300 person, 250-pound person. You're not going to be fucking invisible. They're going to know it was you. So it's like, come on now. Anyway.
Hey, not if it happens that night.
My thing is,
not if that person's wearing a mask.
The best philosophy, especially when you're trying to raise men, the best philosophy when you're trying to raise men or raise boys is adversity is going to happen in life, but it's how you react. And so the thing is, who I can talk shit. Neighbor could talk shit. I'm gonna walk in my house. I don't have to hear his stupid ass. I'm not gonna go and jump every single time. That makes no
He didn't
sense.
jump.
At the barber shop, he was cornered. That's when you have to defend yourself. There's no outlet, and your son is right there. So you're showing. Oh, and what I said was, I will talk to him. Hey, I'll be outside with your dad. We're gonna talk real quick. That's not walking away. That's not talking him down. We're gonna have a kind of different kind of conversation because you ain't gonna do that. Trap me in no corner.
No, we men. We can have a conversation right there. We men. We don't have to go outside. We can have a conversation right there.
The whole point is for the child. The whole point is for the child. I'm not gonna. If you beat up his dad in front of him, one, he's gonna always have that trauma.
Exactly.
If you go outside and beat up his dad, he's gonna say, "Oh, I don't know what they did. Maybe they got in a fight. Maybe they talked about it. Maybe they did all these things."
So why is
the child's not exposed?
Why is daddy on the floor leaking?
It's still the same outcome. If you whoop his ass, if you whoop him in the barbershop, or if you whoop him outside, the outcome is the same. The child is gonna see his dad sitting down on the ground, bleeding. You understand? I mean, you whoop him. It's still the same outcome. Everything involves a conversation, right?
Right.
Everything involves a conversation. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, D? How's it going?
Hey, Queen D.
At first, I gotta acknowledge the Temptations is finally all back together all at once.
Hey,
finally.
It's a different kind of conversation.
Hey, for those who just turning in, we're gonna run this video back one more time, and then then we're gonna wrap it up. We'll extend this. Normally, I like to keep it within 2 hours, but we spent so much time on Quest's homeboy, Orange Purple Sky.
Thank you.
Know what I'm saying?
So, names no more.
And your sleepy stepdaddy. No.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I said.
Oh shit.
Hey,
what I said. We're not going back.
Sleepy daddy. We're not
going back. We're not.
Yo.
Hey,
Quest, that shit was funny, dog.
Yeah, leave me alone, man. I didn't bother nobody.
That shit was funny. Oh, you stupid for that. All right, so here goes the video. He's stupid for that. That was a good one.
Should I say our boy? Ain't not shit. That's my motherfucking son.
World Star.
That's my motherfucking son. You don't got no business. Hey, Barbershop. I told you that. I told you that shit. 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 It's your first time. Hey, let me go ahead, call this mama real quick, and we go ahead and get to the bottom of it. All right, you go ahead and do that. And she better say the right shit, because if she don't, I'm about to get you swinging in this. On God. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I'm trying to poke you, man.
Yo. Hey, that's not answering the phone, huh? Hey, that's probably what I thought ass.
Hey, bro. Man.
Hey,
get him out your car.
That's not your motherfucking son. That's my motherfucking son. You want to be Russell Wilson so motherfucking bad. You want to be Russell Wilson so bad. Well, you don't even got to Seattle.
Hey, bro, you going to them? Hey, bro, take this bar.
Need all this little fight.
Hey, she said I answered the phone, huh?
Hey, bro, all right. I'm really showing you. You're going to
them. Yeah, all right. Oh, out here.
Hey, like I said, watch your mouth for the time.
Ain't your motherfucking son.
Hold on. Hey, Keisha.
Keisha.
Hey, Keisha. Hey, she up in here trying to take time with him.
Let me get a little closer.
What?
You ain't taking her nowhere until you pay your child support.
What? Child support? That little bitty ass shot, boy.
Okay, so upon further review, that the bio dad is just putting on a show. He's trying to get a reaction out of everybody. He's trying to show everybody how tough he is.
Yes, he is.
Because he woofing and then going back looking up smiling and ish, you know what I'm saying?
Talk about you trying to be Russell Wilson so bad.
Hold up, because
Quest was I right?
So Quest know what I'm getting ready to say. If he on demon time, as Quest like to say, if he on demon time, he's on that energy. I ain't going back looking for no approval from nobody else smiling or whatever like that. Matter of fact, and when we be too much more words, you know what I'm saying? I would have probably actually clocked the dude if I was on that type of energy. But again, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But again, it looked like he was just trying to put on the show. If he was really
trying to get him out.
Yeah, if he was really about that shit, then he would have did something. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you go outside. That's
he
why
was trying to get him
outside.
caught up with the law. That's what
No,
he was
because what
trying to
happened
do.
was he was like, and she better answer right, or I'm gonna do this. If you really was on that mess, you would have done it as soon as you saw that he was in that barbershop with your
He
son.
was trying to get him caught up with the law.
Listen,
That's what he was
no, it
trying to
wasn't-
do.
And if
it wasn't
old boy
that.
had popped him in his
That's what he
mouth
was
as soon
trying
as
to
he
do.
opened it, it would have been over.
Adoration.
That's what he was trying to do.
Listen, let me
But
tell
D,
y'all
what
what
you
it
got?
is. Let me tell y'all what it is. Keisha got some fire ass pussy. You know what I'm saying? That's what the problem
It's
is.
the after party.
Yeah, Keisha got that fire. That man in there tripping
I don't
over
know if she
Keisha.
got some fire.
Hey, Keisha got that fire. That man is upset that he can't get no more Keisha. She better say the right thing or I'm gonna knock you out. What, sir? What?
Well,
What
it
do you
sounds like
mean? What?
it sounds
Hey,
like
what?
Keisha dating
Hold
punks.
on.
That's what
I
it
don't
sounds
know.
Well,
like.
nowadays,
Yeah.
how things work, if he would act right, Keisha probably would still been giving it to him. But
Yeah,
apparently,
she
he don't know
probably
how
out
to
being
act
a
right.
thought. That's it. You heard him. She
Done.
probably out being a thought, like usual. She
Go
cheating
ahead,
on you
Keisha.
too.
Yeah, he
You know what
called
I'm
her
saying?
out.
Like,
He was the one.
Keisha got that
Thank
fire.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Keisha got that fire, and that man
Keisha needs to stop dating
He
scrubs.
missed that gorilla grip. You know what I'm saying? And he
Oh
was upset
my
about it.
God.
That's really
You
what the
leave
problem
that
is.
prosecutor
glad
alone.
Career.
You leave Miss Willis alone.
Keisha got that gorilla grip, boy. He
You
is
leave
upset.
that.
Hey,
You
Steven,
leave
I'm
Miss
sorry.
Willis
I don't know.
alone.
I don't know what you
You
want, Steven.
leave
I'm
Miss
sorry.
Willis alone.
This is Quiz. Quiz is raw. Yeah, he's in raw form.
I know you're
I-
not doing
hey,
it. He's the only one that is.
I didn't know. I didn't know whether I was in the right line or what. I was clicking to see if I had missed the live I was in.
It's not normally just Quiz. I don't know why he's doing that.
I know. It's the third and
Why
Quest
you being
and
brand
Toes.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
is that what he really said? He said Keisha better say something right, or else I'm gonna knock you out. Is that he said? I just haven't
Yeah,
seen the
he
video.
He said she better say the right thing.
That's exactly what he said.
And he said
Or
he's
he
trying to be
gonna knock
Russell Wilson so
he gonna
bad.
knock the stepdad out.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Mhm.
So at this type of man, whether you guys step outside and punch him or do it discreetly somewhere else, the father is still going to tell the child, just to let you know. He seems like that type of dude.
He
Of
does
course.
seem like a snitch. Yeah.
The
But-
father would lie to the child. The father will lie to the child about
That
altercation,
part.
so it doesn't matter.
But
That
but
part.
it
At
matters.
this point, it
child
doesn't
would
matter
lie.
about the
It
child.
don't matter.
But
Yeah,
what
yeah.
matters? What matters and
No,
what how trauma.
I'm saying discreetly. If I'm doing it discreetly, it's better about how it makes me feel.
I agree with you.
No,
Third.
but if it's about
Ego.
if it's
Because
about
again,
the
so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. I'm gonna go back. I'm walking back and forth. Oh man, I can't believe this nigga said this.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't believe he said it. Did
Oh,
he
yeah.
really try to challenge me in this barbershop?
Say
He
it.
got the audacity to do this, right? He thinks he's that dude. All right, cool.
Oh, he
All right,
thinks
man. Hey,
Say
I'm
less.
just driving down the street. Is that cat? You know what I'm saying? At the McDonald's? Do I have a brick right here in my front seat? Oh man, my windows are tinted. Okay. And I go back. He ended up in the house. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Right.
This ain't.
nah.
This
The
ain't.
At
Lord
that point,
said
it-
he will fight my
it matters.
battles.
The kid is
It
not
matters what the
Kids
matters
are
what the
smart.
child sees.
I did the
It
Lord's
matters
work,
what the
adoration.
child
there. They are,
sees.
Jeff.
Huh?
Kids
I
are
did-
smart.
Kids are
I did the
smart.
Lord's work.
They can put two and two together.
Yes, you
My
did.
It's
5-year-old
one
can
thing.
put
It's
two and
one
two
thing to
together.
put two and two together. It's the other to witness it. Just like we could talk about
Agreed.
slavery all we want, but when we look at the photos and how disgusting and how horrific it was, it takes a different toll on us. That's how trauma works. You could talk about the Holocaust, but when you see the Holocaust videos, you're like,
Yes,
God
right.
damn. So
I
that's
agree
how.
on that one,
So
Melvin.
when you look at something when he sees his father on the ground, it's going to be different than he watches his father falling and getting knocked the fuck out. That is a total different thing.
Because
So-
yeah, you're right, Mel. Because if he watches his father get his mouth bloody, he leaking on the floor, then he's gonna look at the stepfather a different type of way. Like, man, like you just knocked out this guy that he might even idolize or may worship. Because as a boy, the first hero is your father. You know what I'm saying? Or that father figure.
What you don't want is the kid to blame himself.
Time out.
You
Let me
don't want the kid to blame himself for that whole incident because they're fighting over him.
Your first hero is your mother.
Yes.
Let's not do that. You
Huh?
Your first hero is your mother.
Your first hero is your mother. Your mother is the closest thing to God you know until you find out otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Your father is just somebody who be there. Then you find out.
No, what?
I'm being honest.
So you realize his role in your life, huh, Quez?
Yeah,
your mama carried you for 9 months.
Nah, for me, it was a little different. For me, it was a little different. That's how it was.
I'm saying until you
for me,
realize who that man.
But I guess it depends, though. I guess it depends.
I love my moms, but my hero.
Because I had my mom and my dad at the same time, so I guess it does depend. But no,
my hero was my grandfather.
I love my
you see
both
your
my parents, but I worship my dad. He was like a fucking superhero.
My grandfather.
My mom did more for the family, and I realized that, but she could never be my dad. No matter what she did.
Right. Mom and dad are different.
My mom is the
equally loved, equally respected, but very different.
One sec. D, what's good with you?
Yes, please, D.
We finally got the Temptations all back together on one platform. What's good with you, D?
D's pregnant, y'all. Let me know.
Shut up.
D out here. It's hot girl summer. D pregnant already.
I'm trying.
I hope not. We just started summer. You don't want to spend the rest of summer now.
D said I'm trying.
As much as I can.
D, so what are your 3 cents on that?
He would have got knocked out.
Hey,
go buy the kids some ice cream. You're good, okay?
No,
right.
Because
take this $5.
wait, because am I lying, Edward? Was I not in that situation?
Yeah.
And look, ain't nothing wrong, ain't no trauma. Look it, he just fine.
Oh, he's sleeping.
Ain't no trauma. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He gonna wake up one day. You gonna remember. So he gonna watch a horror movie and see a woman being choked out. Like, oh, I think I've seen that before. His scream is just gonna be a little different. You're like, it's gonna be a little different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, you gotta think about the babies in this situation. Think about the babies.
It's all about trauma.
He just came back from the amusement park. He's good.
Right.
So that's how you counteract it. You have to have activity already set.
Right.
Yeah. Ice cream already on site.
Like scary movies when you little. Watch cartoons after. You'll be okay.
If I ever get in that situation, I'm gonna try
playing. That's all.
There's no balance for trauma.
I'm just joking.
I know. You know.
Yeah, I know.
I know. LT knows. She knows. She's studied it. She knows.
It's what you put in a kid's mind. All you gotta do is say it's plain.
We think it's all right. It'll manifest later on.
That's a different type of demon. That's a different type of demon. Oh, we was just playing.
That ain't blood.
But he's doing too
much. He was drinking Kool-Aid.
That was ketchup. That was ketchup.
Right.
He ate a burger. You know, burger size ketchup.
No, he not. He ain't missing his teeth.
He was doing too much in that barbershop. He doing
way too much.
Way too much.
Yeah, I agree.
But he was being childish.
I'm sorry.
He was being childish.
I hear you.
Yeah, you ain't doing me like that. No. And the kids,
Oh, boy.
I wasn't even looking at them.
And see, and no other man stood up and tried to calm him down or nothing.
They did.
All that watching was hyping him. It was just hyping him up. And since
they was in the background talking reckless.
And since there was no repercussions for him, he just kept getting hype and hype and hype.
Yep.
I'm telling you, if the stepdad had reacted in some form of way that would have kept him from, like, show him who you really are, he would have shut all that up. He looked like a punk to me the second time around.
Right.
Yep.
I told you.
You talking
He
about
looked like a clown.
Yeah,
They both look like punks.
That's why.
That's what I said. They both look like
but the reason why I'm saying he did, because all of it was initiated by him. The stepdad didn't go to him, and that's why I said him.
The only thing that stepdaddy did wrong with, I'm gonna call Keisha. You know, this dude barking at you.
I thought that was the best thing to do.
This dude barking at you. He barking like, I'm gonna call Keisha.
No,
Keisha.
It's not the fact that it's not the fact that he called Keisha. It was his mannerism. He looked scared. He looked worried. He looked all that. It's all right to be like, hold on, let me call her real quick.
With that type of energy, when you turn your back on them,
Oh,
you're not prepared for this type of situation.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell I would have turned my back on you with that type of aggression. So I can't turn my back to you.
On somebody that said they're gonna fuck you up, you're gonna turn your back on them? Like that makes no sense.
Yeah, but also too, also too, with all that energy, if he did turn his back and tried to be like, man, whatever, get out my face, he still wouldn't have put hands on him. I think he was a punk.
He was trying to get him to catch a case. That's what he was trying to do. He was losing. He was trying to go off. So the stepdad swung.
I mean, that's what he was trying to do. Even if the stepdad swung, he was in the right. The guy threatened him, physically threatened him, said, "I'm gonna beat your ass."
And
he balled up his fist. He showed.
But once the police get there and start arresting black men,
because
how much time is it going to be before?
The biofather did look like a little punk. Like he would sit there, like he would provoke him. If the stepfather swung, he called the police.
If you feel
I'm gonna lower down my child
defend
support,
yourself.
or I get some type of. I get rid of it.
If the bio dad really wanted to fight, he would have swung already. He wanted the stepdad to swing first. That's what he wanted. He wanted the stepdad to swing first, and it to turn into his own self.
No, he
because he would have swung.
But a lot of times it doesn't
knew
matter.
stepdad wasn't gonna never fight. He knew that.
But he was never gonna fight.
He knew that.
Bio dad fight because he was decent, and he knew that I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna act the worst I possibly can. Hopefully, stepdaddy starts going off like me, and we can get into an actual fight. But
listen,
it doesn't matter who strikes first. It's self-defense.
Let me give y'all some insight. I don't even know the whole story, but I know this is not their first interaction with each other.
Oh, I don't think so either.
I agree.
That man,
because he said, I told you.
Exactly. So listen, that man knew that light skinned brother was not going to behave in that manner. You know what I mean? I'm only saying that so we can differentiate between the two people I'm talking about. Because dark skinned bro, the real dad, he was on some bullshit too. You know what I mean? Like
craziness.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is from someone who is a stepfather and someone whose children have a stepfather. You know what I mean? Or have had a stepfather. And every scenario, there's always been communication in terms of like, this is what I expect. But it ain't never went to that level or that degree to where, bro, we gotta get down. But the fact that dude, the dark skinned brother, ran up in there on him with energy, let me know that, bro, your feelings was hurt. And second of all, you've already had previous encounters where you felt like you could punk this man. You know what I mean? And then for you to turn your back and let me call Keisha, let me know that you really scared of this man. So both of y'all some fucking weenies. Because if
that's
you
what
really
I said.
That type of timing, it should have been no discussion. It should have been, bro, didn't I tell you not to do this such and such with my son? And I'm taking off because I already told you. We're not going to have no discussion about some shit I already told you. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. They both weenies. They both having sex with the same woman because I'm pretty sure Keisha still fucking her baby daddy. That's why he feel the way he feel. And he in there acting a donkey behind some of that good old Keisha.
I don't think so.
That's all I'm saying.
No.
Why do you keep saying no? Like adoration.
I keep mishearing and think you say Letitia. I was like, what
Look,
LT got to do with
my
this?
name and stuff.
What LT got to do with the gorilla gift? What are we talking? What are we talking about?
Anyway, it ain't about me.
Not with that.
I have a question for those of you who have had step parents or are a step parent. How much legal ties do you have to that child just by marrying the woman outside of adopting the child yourself?
You don't have not too much.
After you marry, you do.
Well, I'm in that boat right now, and the judge was like, "Well, although you're married, when the child's in your custody, your wife has certain responsibilities, and she's allowed to do certain things. But it all depends on whose custody it is. So." That's what matters. So if in that situation in the barbershop, if it was real dad's visitation, but Keisha was just on some bullshit saying, well, I'm not giving him because you're not paying child support, then the dad can legally snatch him out and the stepdad can't say a goddamn thing because it is by law his parenting time. And so that's why it all depends on whose parenting time it is and those situations, because parental rights go to the parent.
But like I said, it sounds like Keisha and the baby daddy weren't married. Right. So no one went to court to see whose turn it was.
But the only reason I don't know that is because if you say child support, do they have a
That's a
legal
part of it.
document and
No,
went to?
you could just go to child support. There is no custody hearing.
But
Right.
yes, you can go. But that would
Right.
what child support typically is dependent on is how much time you have with the child, especially here in California. If you
Right.
have, so they
You're right
can't
about that.
calculate it. You can't calculate it if they don't know how much the parenting time each parent has.
They're gonna
So that's
subpoena you to court.
So the
That's
reason why
basically
I
what we
asked
get
that
now.
question is because we're talking about why he called Keisha. If he don't have legal ties to that son, that also could be a reason why he called him.
he didn't do
So when
shit.
I see,
it's
when
true.
I see
It's
half,
true.
when I see
Yeah,
only
that's
a
why he
part-
caught her. Yeah.
Yeah, so if I see only a part of a clip, I try to see other ends of stuff also too of why a person has done something. And if he didn't have legal ties to that son and the father, how do we know the real father don't have a restraining order against, like he's not supposed to be near his son?
No, yeah,
we don't
we don't know,
We
and
don't
that's
know
why I
any of
said.
the outside
He would have
stuff.
stressed it.
But that's why you go outside.
We know
and-
that because Keisha said, no, he ain't paid his child support. Tell him he not getting none until he pays.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's,
we still
that's
don't
how
know
we know there ain't no restraining
you,
order.
but there's
Keisha
still
over
legal
there being
stuff that
petty
we
with
don't
the
know.
coochie and
Yeah.
the money.
But we don't know. We don't know if it's by
Keisha
law.
is being petty with the coochie
Welcome
and
to
the
the
money.
after party, y'all.
That's
Welcome to the
what's
after party.
wrong.
It
If
happens
you guys
all
are
the
just
time.
tuning in, make sure you guys hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe. If you're on Facebook, hit the like, share button. Make sure it's going onto your feed. If you want to come on as a guest, we got the link in the comments. Shout out to Steven for coming on and being a guest and dropping his 3 cents. We welcome that out to anybody who wants to come on. So we're just gonna move on from this. We can put a toothpick in it and come back at some other day, but Stepdaddy was a punk. The bio daddy was a punk.
They both
Stepdaddy,
punks.
Yeah,
they
they both
punks.
But see, now why when I said that in the beginning, we had to spend a whole hour going in circles about how I was right.
Because we all have 3 cents.
We spent the hour
Exactly,
going.
We got 6 cents. Wes, we got 6 cents. We were
Yeah,
right.
Quest got like 17 cents.
100% with all of y'all. But I'm gonna throw some stuff in there.
Right.
I don't care.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead, Jess.
As far as the court paperwork, when you go to court, it just shows that you guys have joint custody. When you go to child support, that shows who's the custodial parent.
Yes.
Which is the one who has the child the most.
Thank you, technical Jeff.
But you have to determine the way child support is calculated. The way child support is calculated is time with parent and
It
income
does.
by mother, income by father, and then
It
that's
does
how
by
they.
go percentage of the time that you spend with the child. How much
Yeah.
Exactly.
the amount can go
Compared
up.
to your
But when
income.
you go to court
if-
only for custody, you can't speak about child support.
Child support.
Exactly. They make you go
Yeah.
to the child support office
Word,
to talk
word.
about
But at
child
that
support.
point,
All I know, so if
but
I'm
at
put in
that
that
point, you'll have
situation,
a determination on how much time each parent has, and you'll have a parenting plan already established. So you'll know who's allowed to have the kid when, because or maybe Keisha has
It ain't gonna
100%
matter.
full
They're
custody.
not gonna talk about it no more.
word.
Yeah.
Child
So
support-
just like we're
child
gonna
support,
move
you
on.
don't
I just know that if I'm
have
ever put in this
at all.
situation, then I'm just gonna just peacefully just walk away.
No, you ain't.
All right.
So,
Lies.
That was lying.
Even I'm not going to do that.
I'm just peacefully walking away. I'm gonna be Martin. I'm gonna let Quentin knock him, and I'm gonna
I
walk away.
don't know nothing.
Third's gonna
about
be out there
nothing.
fighting Jess's ex. Watch next week we're gonna see Third on the news.
Damn, all live.
Yeah,
All live. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be fucked up.
And when
Jess's
this
ex is gonna be
happens,
like,
that
"I saw
don't
the
mean that I'm
podcast,
giving
Third."
any, just to let you know.
Exactly.
That's all you was concerned
No.
about was whether he
Yeah.
thought you was giving him
So
some.
stupid.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? What the fuck, Jeff?
No.
That's because I
You
said
on
what I
your
said.
motherfucking head, Jeff.
Because I
Yeah.
said if
What are
right,
you
you wouldn't
talking
have
about,
this
man? That was not
Yeah.
what we was thinking.
Yep, they're gonna be like, Third, I saw the podcast. What up? I saw the podcast. You were talking all that shit.
Let's go.
Hey,
I
you
can't
gonna hit
fight.
me with a brick, huh?
Right,
Yeah,
I can't. No,
you
I
gonna
can't
run me
fight,
over.
sir.
Oh,
I can't fight,
Lord.
sir. I can't fight. No, I'm a punk.
Jess's
No,
Right.
ex
no.
is watching right
I'm
now.
dark skinned, but I'm really light skinned at the same time. No, I can't fight.
That's that 77.
Right?
That's that
Boy.
77.
Right. I can't fight at
Goddamn.
all. I'm gonna walk away
Goddamn.
peacefully. I'm walk away peacefully. I ain't doing nothing.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
I can't guarantee if it was the other way around and it was 2 women and me and I can't. I'm 87. You might
Oh,
get
no.
that 87.
You gonna run me hello?
No, see me, I would establish my legal bounds first, like he did, and then, you know what I mean. Then.
Yeah, because I can't go to
I'm
jail.
walking away.
We can proceed.
It's just
Yeah, I'm not going to jail. That's the thing. A lot of
we all gotta get along. We all gotta get along. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing.
Why are you still lying on here? Why are you trying to act all innocent for? We know
it obviously wasn't even
they
one
just
of
walked
them
in
two.
there
I
like
didn't know who was recording.
It was the ratchet
It was the
people,
guy.
so they said World Star.
Thank you. That's what I heard Jess, and I was like,
Niggas.
how old is this?
Always
Why
niggas.
do you say that no more?
Always niggas. Man can't stand niggas.
I said
All right,
the
so
same
moving on
thing.
to the next topic. We got two more. Damn. I meant to only go for 2 hours. Then we spent the whole thing on Trump and Biden. I'm really mad at myself.
I told you those names you're not supposed to say anymore. We're not triggering a conversation.
Man, I did not mean to spend that damn time that long on that damn. All right, so anyway, so we got two more topics. Does bad mothering equate F-boys?
Yes.
And then we
Whatever
talk about
is,
since
yes.
it's Black Music Month, it's June. We're getting ready to enter out of it. We can talk about Black music as far as like I saw a clip where Tyrese unapologetically said that R. Kelly is in his top R&B singers of all time. We can talk about that. We can talk about does the BET Awards still matter? You know what I'm saying? We can talk about who started hip hop. We talk about our top 5 of R&B, or we can talk about F-boys. I'm gonna leave it up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, go take
I
this
want to
brick
talk
out of my
about
car.
Gorilla Grip. I want to talk about Gorilla Grip.
You are so weird. So weird. I'm getting a headache like right here.
What we talking?
He goes. We should have talked about the music stuff in the beginning of the month. You giving us one day?
We did.
No, so you were a little bit late, David Ruffin. We were talking about mental health, men's mental health, since it's Black. It's Men's Mental Health Month.
I know. I was there. I wasn't
of,
on, but I was there.
Yeah,
She
so that's
said
the reason why we didn't talk about
Black music.
Okay.
Tisha hit you with
I watched the show.
Angie says, hold up. Cheryl says, Black Music Month.
Okay.
Angie says, define F-boy.
Right. No, because F-boy's been around since the beginning of time. I'm confused.
You really
we act
need a
like
definition?
F-boy is a new thing. We
You
act
need
like
a
F-boy is a new
definition?
thing. Men been F-boying since
Provider
back.
with the definition?
Wait a minute, Thailand. What
Boy,
you know about that?
y'all women can't wait
What?
to chat, huh? Boy,
It's true.
God.
Here, you want to finish this?
Provide
No, but
Angie
it's
with
true.
a definition.
Word. I
What's
didn't
the
even do
definition,
third word.
adoration?
I'm
Because
so
I know
off.
you know the definition. What's the definition?
So
of
the
Yeah.
definition
Hold
of
on, hold
the
on, hold on.
hold up.
Hold up. Third word late in the show is a F-boy is a weak or what the fuck are you doing, Melvin?
No.
Oh, we playing motorcycles over here.
Oh,
Okay.
I was about to say.
Man, being a father, man, leave him alone.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm hearing
You
noises.
gotta
I'm
make
trying
sure
to read
don't
off
nobody
of
run up
Google.
on him in the barbershop.
I know. I'm just trying to read off of Google, and I'm hearing.
That was
No,
a
I'm making motorcycle noises.
Nigga,
I'm
that's
making
not motorcycle noises. Those are moans like you're either
Tell him, Mel.
getting some coochie or you're eating some food.
Guys,
Nah.
he has a kid. Stop.
No, that's I don't make
All right,
those
so an
noises.
F-boy is a boy who plays with girls' feelings or doesn't really like them or will say anything a girl wants to hear it to have sex with them or to get something.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's y'all. Just
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
What the
Exactly.
fuck?
No, I know
Take
offense.
that third. That's third.
But that's what I'm saying though. People's granddaddies had kids all up and down the street, girlfriends all down the street. That's nothing new. That's old back in the day.
I guess we're going into this
Generational
clip.
So what do we
So
call
what's
you
the
old
next?
hoes?
Yeah, look at your
First of all,
Oh, hoes! No, hoes!
They call
Woo!
it whores.
Hoes! They called them whores back in the day.
W. With the
Prostitute.
W.
Exactly.
Goddamn
No, but it's
Jezebel.
true.
What we call you Jezebel?
With the correct spelling.
Jezebel was a queen who was too loyal to her evil husband.
A lot of what made me definitely was from the relationship I had with my mom. The first major relationship that I have regarding my interactions with women was fucked up. My teacher was fucked up. This is not to say my mom didn't try, This ain't to say my mom didn't outright do her thing at times. But it's not even about raising a man. We set the bar for parenthood at participation. We hand out "you tried" trophies for parents. To be quite frank, hey, I don't give. I'm saying this as a former educator and everything, bruh. Like you being there doesn't make you a good parent. It doesn't. So while this is not exclusive to women, hell yeah, we need to start talking about how parents are f***ing kids up, and that keeps creating more generations of f***ed up people.
Yeah, shout out to
Wait, F boy or F'd up people?
I wholeheartedly agree with that message.
They both. A fuckboy is emotionally damaged. He's traumatic. He's a
emotionally
narcissist.
damaging.
Yeah, I want
he's
to hear.
a
I want to hear
narcissist.
Adoration's description.
Yeah, but wait a minute though. He said F'd up people or F boy. I'm confused.
No, I want to know what your
F-boy is a
definition of a fuckboy
I
is,
know.
Adoration.
Okay,
the same.
but he just read it. The definition of an F boy is somebody who basically is sleeping around with people, trying to get them to sleep with him and say whatever he needs to say, with no intention to marry them, like no intention to actually get a relationship.
So they're
He's just trying to
emotionally
get
damaging
fuckboy?
people because they can't build a connection, and so they have
They
a traumatic
can.
event.
They
No,
don't want to
refuse
build a
They-
connection with you.
and that's
Right,
the point.
with
It
you.
may be a
Right.
defensive mechanism. It may be just a
Or
slut.
he just
They
wants
have
to
some
sleep with you.
traumatic event.
He's a slut.
But that's why a lot
Right.
of people become hoes. It's the same
Yes.
stereotypical. Oh, she has daddy issues. That's why she a hoe. It's the same kind
Or she
of
just a hoe.
philosophy. It's the same philosophy. She has daddy issues,
But that's
so
what I'm
she's a hoe.
saying.
And so
Well, that's
he's
what
a
I'm saying.
fuckboy because his mom trying to nurture him and was like, well, she can't even keep a good guy in the house and she fucking all these bad guys, and that's who he
Listen,
looks
no,
up to.
I know. Listen, I know 2-parent household. Mom never cheated. Dad, I'll be honest, he was on the other
Yeah,
side, but
it
no,
matters.
fine
No,
situations, but the niggas
no.
hoes.
Yeah,
I mean,
no. It
it
has to do with something that
doesn't have to do with that. It
there,
doesn't have.
there's a large range of things
What
why
was
people
the
become
adoration?
sexual deviant.
I said I know people with 2-parent household, good
man.
upstanding parents, yada yada yada. Not about any of the trauma. The mom cheated, nothing. He just decided I'm just gonna be a fuckboy.
Well, that
Has been around for years. That's nothing new. That's not single
because
mom,
you have-
nothing. That's
just
I
because
mean,
you have
Quez and Third had single moms. Are y'all fuckboys?
Quez and
Are
Third
you?
were fuckboys.
Exactly. So
They were
it's not about.
fuckboys. Both of them were fuckboys.
Oh, were they?
They were both fuckboys.
Were
Melvin,
they?
you're not supposed to snitch if they were.
Third was a big
Why? Snitch.
Third was beating
No.
more guts than Muhammad Ali. Third was beating guts. He beat more guts than Muhammad Ali.
Oh, wow.
Third was out there.
Y'all should have been cut him out your circle. He tell all y'all business. My friends, we all have a rule. Whenever we run together, we take it to the grave together.
I'm not that friend. I'm the honest friend. I'm telling on you.
I don't know.
Our friendship goes baby girl.
I'm not that. These people be like, my friends, they like in this whole group, and they got one girl, one of the girls who guys started dating his girl, showing his mom that, and he's just cheating on her left and right. I'm like, y'all got the wrong girl in y'all group. I'm like, blowing my hair.
There's no.
I don't do this shit.
What like to the point of that video?
Adoration. That's why he was coming for you next. You know
There
what
they
I'm
go.
saying?
I'm a snitch.
He been looking around the basketball court looking for your ass.
Listen, I'm a snitch.
See, that's different. And then those friends don't have girl code. You don't do stuff like that within your inner circle.
But what I was saying,
we talk about that, how women don't have girl code like dudes have bro code, because there's some certain rules that apply for men that y'all women don't give a damn about.
No,
don't say y'all women, because a lot of us do have girl code that we stick by. That other people don't. They just don't care, and I think that's a friendship issue. I don't even think it has anything to do with a set of standards that all girls are supposed to follow. But you need to watch the friends you have around you. That's what I think.
What I was trying to get at is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have 2 parents. It matters the parents' involvement. So you may have parents married together, but the mom is taking care of the kid and the dad's just out there making money, doing what he got to. Just because the dad's home doesn't mean he's a great role model. So there's a lot of dynamics to it. So you could be it, and it has to be with the kid. Two parent homes, there's still serial killers that they raised up perfectly, had everything given to them, and they're still serial killers. So it has a lot. A lot has to do with the child.
Out there killing them cats in the front yard. That's bad parenting.
You said it.
Listen, I am not that parent that's gonna be like, oh, I gotta protect my child. They killed somebody, I gotta cover it up. No, you going to jail. I'm sorry.
Wait till you have a kid. Wait till you have a kid. You'll
jail.
When a lot changes.
I'm a harbor a serial killer.
Yes.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay. When you see that child that you created,
when you have kids,
a lot changes. A lot changes. Like before, you're like, I ain't going to jail for anybody. Then now I'm like, well, I could do 20 in a pinch. I could do it.
I didn't say I wouldn't go to jail for them, but I'm not covering it up.
You start reevaluating what you would do to another human
being. She will snitch on her kids. That she not covering it up.
My loyalty is to God. I watch people in the Bible cover up for their children, and God come for them like a ton of bricks. It ain't gonna be me. God knocked them out, killed them all, wiped out the whole family line. He's doing it.
We're just gonna have to have a discussion then, because
I don't know about that, because King Leopold lived a long time. Hitler lived a long time. A lot of the English kings lived a long time, and they.
Yeah, you can't never hang out with us, Adoration. Boy.
So I'm not that kind of person. Me, listen. Yeah, my friends group, I demand character in my friends group. If you're, you know what I mean, you can be you, but if you go on stuff like I said, I mean, killing people, of course, I'm not in it.
Your friends could be serial killers at night.
Wow.
They could be.
I know.
Hold on.
But if I know, I'm out.
Cheryl says, I thought even PKs, which is preacher's kids, can be fuck boys.
You're right.
Yes.
Point.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. A lot of them are. A lot of the preachers are F boys.
Because we not down in my day.
Whole prostitutes.
Yeah,
exactly.
The pastor's daughters be freaks, boy. They be
exactly.
Man, they be
some of them.
Yeah, plenty of them.
I mean, sure.
Some of them.
Only hit dogs holler. I wasn't talking about you, Tisha. I was just saying. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Quest knows. Quest knows.
Week out there, you know what I'm saying?
I have no knowledge of that.
Hey, they got that communion coochie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is funny.
Moist,
that is funny. Whatever.
I don't know nothing about that.
Lord, forgive him. I'm gonna pray for you.
Baby, pass that coochie around like communion. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I agree with Cheryl. It can come from anywhere. It don't.
Yes.
Yep. From anywhere.
The Holy Spirit coochie.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so I'm just lost at why he didn't mention his father in any of this.
Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Denisha in the background talking about it's amazing, huh? Hey man, I don't got nothing to do with
That's your fault, Chris. You said it.
Hey,
we're trying to help you this whole time.
I'm about to say, yo, she woke up out of sleep for that one.
Hey, she heard that communion coochie. She got right on up. The devil is a liar.
God tapped her on the shoulder. Like, do you hear your husband over here? He tapped her on the shoulder. Wake up. He over here cutting up.
Sir got a lot more experience than he alluded to.
Oh man!
Oh shit!
Shout out to the queen! Shout out to the queen! She woke up out of the slumber for that one. She don't play. Hey, that's the one thing about the queen, man. When it comes to Quest, that woman does not play at
period.
all.
She is tied to him. Yep.
At all, but he goes vice versa. He don't play about her either.
That's a fact.
As it should be.
Lucky couple.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That was hilarious.
Man, we just having fun, man.
It's the after party.
After party.
Tell me it's the after party.
It's the third and Friends concert.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
And it's been a while since we all been together, so you knew we was gonna cut up.
Man, we
A
have
minor.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, got to.
Man,
So,
like-
Adoration, you know what I'm saying? What you been doing over there in
Are
Thailand?
like
In
that.
Thailand. I'm about to move to Taiwan.
I bet.
You're moving to Taiwan?
Yeah, my brother.
You're
See,
gonna
I
be a
gotta travel
spy.
to see my family. I gotta travel
You're
to
gonna
see
be a
my
spy.
family. So I spend time in Dubai, time in Thailand, time in Taiwan. Maybe I'll be
You
in the
wanna be
States
on
next
TV?
year sometime. Hi.
Yeah, say hi.
She said,
What's up, Melvin? How you doing?
I can see her face. I can see her face. She said,
I can see Queen woke up out of that one. She was asleep, probably dreaming about puppies and ice cream, and she said,
I know she, and you just disturbed her peace.
See, Queen said, I know that means CPT is in the house.
Colored people
And he
time.
gotta go to bed soon. So
I'm
Like
gonna
Kendrick.
I'm gonna run out the room as soon as we get off of here. I need to go conversation with God. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, be nice. She might make sure you have a conversation with God.
all right, so real quick. So Jess posed the question. She said, why didn't he mention his father? So do we have any rebuttals for that?
Because
his father was probably a good, upstanding man.
Yeah, he wasn't there. His papa was a Rolling Stone.
Your papa was a Rolling Stone. That's the song that we had when you left the group, Tisha.
But no blame was put on the father, though.
And it never really
Exactly.
is. I don't think.
It never
I think
is.
a lot of times it
Never.
never really is. Not to as far as the extent as it is with the
No,
female.
hey, don't do that.
Because people don't be having fathers though. Let's be fair. People
Don't
don't
do
have
that.
fathers.
Because in reality, there is a lot of blame placed on the absentee parent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From a young man's perspective, we may not tell our mothers, but there is a lot of animus that go towards that man and the way we act, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you mothers. I'm just being,
and I can believe that, but I'm just saying as it's portrayed on social media and everything else.
Exactly.
It's always
the single mom. Single mom. It's like, well, what about the dad? Where's the dad?
You know why?
I agree.
You know why? Because you mothers be out here acting like y'all God's gift to the world, and some of y'all ain't shitty.
You are God's gift to the world. Was your mother not God's gift to the world?
She was God's gift to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that all you mothers are fucking amazing. And we need to stop pretending like just because you're a single mom that you are the best situation for that child.
You probably are.
You probably are not. That's
the only person who's going to step up and be for that child.
That's not always the case, Adoration.
That's not always the
not
case.
True.
How many people could just
so
fathers are kept out of the loop because they don't pay child support. Listen to what we just saw.
Waiting. Please tell me.
Or we just seen the video.
We could have just
witnessed.
We could have just witnessed that whole video. Well, you ain't seeing him because you didn't pay child support. And like Jess said, there couldn't be no paperwork. And she like, well, I'm not letting you see him until you give me money. How is that single mother a productive member to that, or productive parent to that child? And that happens all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
First of all, I'm waiting.
No. Okay, if we're going to talk about child support in particular, here's the truth. Every parent, both mom and dad, and I'm sure everybody can agree with this, can go to court and get custody of their kid. Yes or no?
No.
Joint custody. Can fight for joint custody.
But they can fight, but they're not going to win.
Can they fight for joint custody?
Anybody
I didn't
can
say it's going to be a win.
No, they don't need to fight for joint custody. It's automatically joint custody.
Right. Automatic joint custody. Okay. Automatic joint custody by the court, right? Automatic, no fight. Here's the truth of the matter. Okay. And this is why, and I'm not even saying, here's the thing. I'm not even saying that, oh my God, you're bad. You're a dad. You're bad if you don't have your kids, whatever. I'm not even saying that. That's not the point. The point of the matter is, if let's say that guy in particular wanted joint custody, he doesn't even have to fight for it. He just has to go get joint custody. Let's be honest. Okay, he didn't want to pay that, like he said, that little child support, that little rickety. He didn't have to do that. He could just get joint custody of his child, take his child, let's say half of the week or however it works. But he not trying to do that. He's not trying to go. Listen,
I don't think you understand real complexity of.
Angie says it varies by state.
In real life,
okay.
In real life, I'm telling you my story. I paid over $150,000 in child support. I fought in court over $150,000 in lawyer fees and everything else. I still don't have 50-50 custody. And not everybody can spend what it takes to buy a house to try to get half of their child's time. It's not the parent's time, it's the child's time. So that is real life.
I know that's real life.
I've had 2 full-time jobs just to fight for my child. And so I'm telling you, I've witnessed, I've had 14 cases. I wrote 600-page documents and submitted to the courts. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to fighting for your child and how often, because an angry female does not want to co-parent, they put the male through hell to be there. And a lot of guys, they have their own trauma. They don't want to deal with that. They're not going to take it to court, and they don't want to fight it. So it's not easy. It is not easy.
But that's the thing.
Hold on a second.
I agree with you.
Hold up. Angie says it varies by state. It does. Cheryl says that is a mother pimping out her child. Yes, fathers can get custody too, but shy away from it because that is a real responsibility.
Cheryl says, why should it be so hard for a father to be in their child's life? If anything, the female be like, take him, please. But we never hear that. It's like, do this, and this, and you'll get him.
Please.
I've always
please. A lot of moms are like that.
I've never
a lot.
Bullshit.
A lot.
Bullshit.
Okay.
But the point of the matter is though, that's not my point though. What?
Go ahead, Quest.
Don't have an opinion? Quest?
Because
hold
if you
on,
would say it,
God.
look, say it and release the funds. A lot of moms will say it and still want that check to come to the house.
Exactly.
A lot of you mothers get that child and still collect that paycheck. You know what I'm saying? For that child support because they need to be over there with you and they need this and they need that. And you still get the child, you don't never send that money back. So miss me with that shit. And we never talk about why the father should have to fight to begin with.
That's my point.
We never talk about that.
Because some of them niggas lie in the beginning.
Because some of you women ain't shit.
And
that's
some
the
of them
point.
niggas ain't shit because they lie in the beginning.
We already know that.
We already know that.
That's not.
But we know that. But the court is set up.
That's not the point of the conversation, y'all.
The court
is talking about.
Hold on, one at a time.
The court is set up to favor women. The court system is set up
to favor the child.
No, it's not.
Here's the thing.
No, it's not.
Okay,
but guys, been to court? Have you ever? If you
of course I've been to court.
I have.
Family court.
Child support court.
I have.
Okay,
we don't need child support.
And
I have the same parent.
If you're there, you'll see that a majority of the time the female gets custody. In only 4 states is 50-50 automatic. In California, it's not. Especially in California, you don't get until the child is 5, you can't even argue for 50-50 because that is child rearing ages. They say that the mother can breastfeed up until 3, so the child has to be with the mother a majority of the time. So, but now breast milk has no at 1.5 years old. Breast milk is no more substance than anything that child with full-grown teeth can eat. There's no more nourishment. That is a scientific fact. Some kids
don't even eat though, so they need that nourishment.
Right, but the thing is, guys,
that's you know how many kids are fed by bottles and everything else? Not every woman breastfeeds, and so if you could, but that is also a cop-out.
Not every man breastfeeds.
No man breastfeeds, but that is a cop out for why men can't have children. That why men can't have children.
The question was, why didn't he talk about his dad? I don't know how we got dragged all the way into child support. The question was why. That's what Jess asked. That's the question he asked.
But the question,
and all of a sudden we're on child support.
The most toxic person in his life.
Up to be niggas.
Maybe his mom wasn't shit.
No, that's what you came. You came with because woman ain't shit.
Adoration.
She said.
Adoration. Melvin. Adoration. Hold up. Quez, it's your issue.
The story was that his mom fucked up his views on relationships. And the first question after he said that was, well, why didn't we say shit about the dad? Because that's not what the fuck he was talking about. Every story leads back to niggas ain't shit. So when I turn the tables and say you women ain't shit, then all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. We're not going to continue to play this narrative and not take responsibility as both sexes. I have no problem accepting where men fuck up on my behalf.
Me either.
But
I
the
call
problem
out
seems
absent
to be that every time we have these conversations, the women take no accountability for their counterparts. I got to take up for every ain't shit nigga on the planet, you know what I'm saying, who ain't shit, who don't want to be
Why are you
shit.
taking up for
I got to
them?
take up for all the
Federation, hold up.
goofies and the Ray-Rays. And then when we hear about Keisha's and them ratchet assholes, then them ain't us, but you niggas ain't shit. Like, we can't continue to do that. Let's play fair ball. That's all I'm saying.
But I think you have to stay in your mind where everything comes as an
100%
attack
right.
to you. Why is everything an attack?
No.
It's not an
not
attack
necessarily
to me.
attack.
It's a point
Every
about,
single conversation we have.
Let's be fair about the conversation, because when we started this, we didn't say anything about the father. That man made a decisive, comprehensive statement about how his mother messed up his relationship views. And the first thing that comes out of y'all mouths is, well, why didn't he say shit about his daddy? Because he probably wasn't there. The nigga ain't shit. That's where that went to.
And instead of the idea of that, maybe his mom.
We done lost the whole point
role
of the
model.
story because we went straight to niggas ain't shit.
No, we did. We had a whole conversation about it. And then she said, well, I have a question to ask.
Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. So as a single mother,
I just wanted to be fair across the board because this happens too often in these types of conversations.
Go ahead, Jess.
Go ahead, Jess.
As a single mother, yes, there are a lot of mothers who do not do a great job. They send their kids to school in no jacket when it's pouring rain, amongst other things. You know what I mean? They don't care for the child. But to play advocate, shut up.
She's been around us too long. I like it.
To play advocate, how can she nurture and care for that child when she has to work two or three jobs? How? I'm sorry.
Well,
how?
In that case,
a lot of kids have to fend for themselves because the father is not involved.
And a lot of times when the father is not involved, it's why is the father not involved? Or is it that the father has to fight to be in the life? That he has to go to court, which he doesn't want to? Does he have to do a jump through hoops and deal with her bullshit? Does he have to fight one of her boyfriends? It all depends on the scenario.
Maybe it's better for the people who didn't have dads to answer that. Why was your father not involved?
But there are also a lot of fathers where the mothers want them to take the children, and guess what? You go to the child support office and you say, oh no, he's not taking them every other weekend. Then guess what? The child support gets bumped up. Then guess what? The father says, oh no, I'll take them every other weekend. Then they finally take them every other weekend. That's the reality of a lot of situations too. I've experienced it myself.
Be true. But why'd you make such a fucked up decision to have children with him? Let's go there.
Oh God, here we go again.
Here we go.
Here's the question. Why did you make such a fucked up decision to have a baby with your wife? The one that your ex who you had a baby with?
Because I was young and retarded.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then you were young and retarded.
So admit it from your side.
So then you're partly to blame.
I don't get up here and complain about my ex. I don't get up here and complain about the shit.
But you got a lady who's taking care of her child.
I don't
because you have a woman who's taking care of her child. You have a woman who cares to be in her kid's life. There are men who don't have women who care to be in their kid's life, and a lot of women whose men don't care about being in their kids' life.
Let's talk about them women then. But look, what I'm saying is, I don't get up here and facilitate a narrative about single mothers
because you don't have a bad situation with your
adoration. Hold up, let him get off.
It's not about me having a bad situation, even though
you don't have nothing to complain about.
Adoration. Hold on.
Even though we had our situation, I still don't speak negatively about her. Period, point blank, because that is nothing productive for either me, my children, or the relationship I'm in now. There's no point in me going out speaking negative about this woman, regardless of what she put me through. Now, I can speak from a perspective of what it's like to go through child support and what it's like to be unappreciated. but I would never say anything to the contrary of how bad of a person she may be, even if I feel that way, because that's not necessary. That's what I'm saying. You'll never hear me get up here and say, "Oh, my ex, she ain't shit." You'll never hear me say that.
I'll say it.
That's
Right.
that's him.
But that's the thing, though. Your ex might not. She might not. I mean, okay, she might
But
be
why
shit
Melvin
because
said
she's
that we
saying.
can't
But you
say
said you just said a couple minutes ago that your dad wasn't shit because he didn't do shit. Your ex is
But I
doing
know
shit.
he's
Your
not
dad
shit.
not doing shit. Well, exactly. What I'm saying is some people are actually shit.
But me and my father have had
We're
this
not gonna win
conversation.
admiration.
Some
I've
people
told my
are
father,
shit. Is what I'm
but
saying.
listen, I've told my father to his face that he wasn't shit. I'm his
Because he
only
ain't.
child. I'm his only child. And
Amen.
we lived in the same city, and we had the conversation of, bro, how hard was it for you to come and see me? And why did it take for me to be 3 to meeting you again at 22 years old? That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And my kids may be able to grow up and say something negative about me, but guess what the difference is? You will have instances in your life where your pops was right there. You can say what the fuck you want to, but the reality is, bro, I was here taking care of you this entire time. That's what I'm saying. But we can't
That's
say,
exactly what I'm saying. I agree with you. That's exactly what I'm
but you
saying.
brought it up.
I'm
But
saying because
you brought it up like my situation with my ex was determinant of where I'm at right now.
No,
And we got to be
what I
fair about
said.
that conversation.
You
You know what I mean?
misunderstood what I said. What I'm
I
saying
want to
is
listen.
that a parent, okay, a parent that's there and trying is different than a parent that is not shit. That's not there and trying. Those are two different sides of the ball game. Okay. I had two parents that both try. I'm not saying they're perfect. I got plenty of stuff that I could say, but they were parents that were there. Now, are they perfect? Like he said in the video, are they perfect parents? Do they not weigh in on some bad things? Of course they're not. But you being a man that's there versus your dad being a man that wasn't there are two totally different conversations. So when we talk about mothers in the same way, there are mothers who also ghost their children, just like those deadbeat dads and those guys that taking care of kids all themselves. Their mothers aren't shit. Now, a mother like people who were single mothers and raised their kids and have to do what they have to do, they're not shit. They might not be perfect, but I'm not going to sit up here, me personally, okay? And I don't have single parents, but I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh man, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? She ain't shit. Just because she's there doesn't mean she ain't good. I disagree with that.
So the play off of what you just said, adoration, it sounds good in the idealistical sense. There's some who do and some who don't. But then there's also mothers who definitely put a bad negative spin in their kids' heads when it comes to their fathers. You know what I'm saying? So again, we don't necessarily know the situations for a lot of the situations that happen. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the scenario is if the father chose not to be in that child's life or whether he had the opportunity to be, but he was being held against the will or whatever, which is what Melvin is trying to say. So there again, we do have some women who will definitely put some negative spins into the child's heads about their father to where they grow up and they feel some type of animosity or hate or vitriol towards that father. You know what I'm saying? And so and there's situations to where, again, like we don't know necessarily what's going on in the house with the mother. So when he's taking accountability, he said, look, my relationship with my mom was effed up to where it gave me a negative spin on women to where I became an F boy. He's taking accountability for his actions and knowing that his relationship wasn't right with his mom. Whether it was perfect or not, he's not necessarily blaming her. He's saying the relationship that I had with my mom was effed up. So again, we don't know what she was doing, what type of stuff she was putting in his head about the father or about men or whatever. And then to be fair and even to play advocate, you know, as a child of a single mother, we don't know the other side of the story of the father until we actually talk to the father and get his actual side. You know, so the thing is with my father, you know, I was lucky enough for him to take accountability for his actions. He never once tried to throw my mom underneath the bus. And I'm sure that their relationship was not perfect, but he never did say, oh, well, she wasn't shit and she tried to hold me back from you. Whenever he said, whatever she said about me, or as far as what I did to her, is true. And he took accountability for his ish. Now he said there's some other stuff that happened, but I take responsibility for my part in the situation. And he's always maintained and said that.
Well,
you know, so
that's
again,
respectable. That's respectable.
So
My thing is, if you really want to see what parental alienation is, join some Facebook group, parental alienation groups on Facebook. Sorry. You'll see the real life trauma some of these dudes go through and the court system and how they're just trying to make ends meet. They can't afford a $300 lawyer. They can't do all, and I shit you not, at least once a week that I was on there, somebody would be like, "This is my last post, guys. I miss you guys. I miss my kids. I'm done." And they kill themselves. 80% of suicides are by men. And ask yourself, why is that number so high? So not everybody was blessed like I was to be able to work the military and be able to fortunate enough to dump $250,000 to fight. Some people are making ends meet and they can't afford, they can barely afford rent, let alone a lawyer. And it's not easy paperwork, or you fuck up the paperwork, you're losing your kid. And are you going to take that risk? Or are you going to try to make some side deal with baby mama and work it out? So I implore you to get your own anecdotal evidence and go on those parental, and it's not just bad fathers or bad mothers. It's bad fathers too. There's a lot of women on there that they mess up one time and the father just uses it as an excuse to kick the mother out of their lives. And then they post pictures 20 years later. I got to see my kid for the first time in 15 years. And they post a reconnecting photos. So go on Facebook, get your own, watch your own stories on there, and you'll see it's horrific. And me being naive, I thought, oh, well, hey, I'm going to get 50-50. I'm an outstanding guy. I'm president of the HOA. I'm a veteran. I did all these things right. I have a scholarship. They don't give a fuck about any of that shit. How good of a man you are, none of that shit. And I still can't get 50-50. So
that's the moral of that story.
So
right.
Try. You can
no, and the thing is, I agree with you. I wasn't saying anything about that part either.
Go ahead, D.
Yeah, what was D saying?
Okay, so let me say something. There's all type of situations. And I get yours, Melvin. I respect you. I respect yours too, Marquez. But the thing is that I'm saying is that everyone has a different type of situation. It's not that we're saying all dads are fucked up. We're not saying that. We give you your credits, the ones that deserve the credit. But then what about you? Like you say, you spent the money because you had to get, job or whatever to make sure. Guess what? We got to get a second job as a single mother just to keep the lights on, to take care of them. And where's the dad at? Where's the dad out there chilling? You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
In the military,
or taking care of a whole nother family.
Living his whole 20s. You know what I'm saying? Well, our 20s is gone, and we pay for this child, making sure. It's a lot of shit that has to be. Hold on, because when you and Marquez talk, we don't. I don't interrupt. So please let me say this, because sometimes we ladies want to have our say as well, and for just to say that where was the dad? I don't think there was nothing wrong with that. She's just asking a question about it, but then it went all the way to left field to say that we said, I'll roll the tape back. I don't see nobody saying that, nobody said all daddies are fucked up or this and that. She asked a question, it got to be elaborated on, but I really want that narrative to stop, to say that we here always saying that it's fucked up dads. We're not saying that. It's not. Our situations are all different, and we have struggled. It's a struggle when that child look at you and they ask you where their father is, and you can't say, you don't want to speak negative. But then your light bills do, and your gas bills do, and this child has picture day. You ain't even got the haircut, because look how much damn haircut costs, $30 damn. It's always something that comes up. But then if we're dead, but if we complain about him chilling, then now we're bad mothers because he tried to go to court. It don't take nothing to go to court to try. All it takes was to show up at the courthouse. He wouldn't have to go to court if you didn't feed them damn lies in our ear. And that's why we have a fucked up baby daddy or ex-husband. We didn't choose that. It happened that way. And guess what? We have to take the ball and roll with it and do the best that we can do. We didn't know he's going to be fucked up. He told we was going to be good. We're going to get married. We're going to do it. And then it don't work. Whatever way it went. But usually it's lies told. And then when he busted, cheating or doing whatever, why should we stay in that? So we'd rather go be by ourselves and take care of this child by ourselves. It's not that we're saying everybody is fucked up. That's one thing I hate hearing that. When we have not said that. It was just a question she asked, and that's what the point, because maybe there was a part to it that he did mention his dad. Who knows? But our situations are not saying that. at all. And like I said, I give credit to y'all, but not every man is an outstanding dude like you guys.
I'm gonna keep.
My thing is,
hold on,
how
Mel.
can we comment
Hold on,
something
Mel.
we have no information about?
Mel.
Hold on, Melvin.
We can't make comments
Hold
on
on.
we don't know. We don't. That's a question we'll never know.
No, I get it,
She
but
just was asking if it was there.
But then how can we comment on it? How can we all we could all make up a story?
so again, what I was getting ready to say was to be fair and to play advocate. So there are times when yes, there is a narrative of like men ain't ish on here. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to
Why?
that, I mean, it's happened because again, so the one thing that I can be always empathetic to, you know what I'm saying, is because I've seen what a single mother goes through. I see the pain, the angst. I see the worry. I see the unknown. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? As an older child, as the eldest, my mom's eldest. I've seen times when she cried, because she felt like she was being a bad mother. So so the one thing I'm not necessarily saying that she's done, but I can understand why some women would feel that way is because again, just like what you just said, D, is that we got to work the 2 jobs, we got to do this, we got to do that. We as children, we see that, and so we understand it. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, we understand why sometimes like a woman will come on and say, "Well, men ain't ish," and then. But to some other credits and some other points, I understand about being lied to, about being bamboozled, about being led astray. But at the end of the day, too, I think what Quez is trying to get at, and what he's trying to pretty much say, is that a lot of times when women say that men ain't ish, there's a lack of accountability on the other hand, too. Because at the end of the day, if I'm playing advocate, how many times did you see a red flag that you ignored it? Or that you thought that maybe, hey, I can maybe try to love this dude or love the red flags out of him. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that you, or not saying that anybody on this panel have done this. And I'm just saying that there's times that it's happened to where like, hey, you seen the red flag there. It was a red blatant flag. You know what I'm saying? But you thought that maybe, hey, I can see the good in this person. Maybe he'll change if I love him correctly. Or maybe I can change him. Or maybe I can do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it, again, for the women on this panel, but again, it has happened. And
but I have a question
only
to that
to be
particular
disappointed.
thing. I have a question to that particular thing, because that would mean that all the relationships, let's say, that didn't work out and whatever, and that would mean that those guys are red flags. But it doesn't mean, we just talked to Melvin and Quez. They both have kids out of wedlock with the lady. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person or a red flag. That doesn't mean that she chose wrong. It just means that that relationship didn't work out. It doesn't mean that, oh, she chose wrong because she should have saw the red flags in Melvin. You should have saw the red flags in Quez. Everybody got red flags.
That's not what
that doesn't make any sense.
But what he's saying is that there's no accountability in the decisions being made. It's just I got lied to, I got tricked, I got bamboozled, and now I'm here. That's what that's what he's saying.
So here's a question. I have a question for you, Quez. What is accountability? No, go for it. What is accountability?
Accountability is taking full ownership of the part that you played in the scenario that you're in. Your life belongs purposely to you.
So what do you want to hear? Let's say your mom. What do you want to hear your mom say? It was my fault.
If you want him to get an answer, you gotta let him talk.
Yeah, I don't want to hear my mom say a goddamn thing, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I look at my life and say, okay, I'm here because I did X, Y, and Z. And then when I get to 3-6 months from now, I'm going to look again and say, okay, I did this, this, and this, and now I'm here, and this affected how I did this. It's not my mom's job to quail me and make me feel good about the person that I'm becoming. It's all internally belonging to me. So every situation I'm in, I have a choice. I choose to make either decision A or decision B. And if I choose decision B, I can't turn around and say, well, damn, I should have chose A, but because I chose B, motherfucker, you ain't shit because you let me choose B. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's not for me to say that. I'm going to say, hey, I fucked it up. And you've heard me say it on this podcast. My ex relationship failed because I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to effectively communicate, and I was a horrible person at that time. I've said that numerous times here. And I didn't never once say anything about her. That's what accountability is.
So
whatever she did is what she did, but what I did is what I'm responsible for.
Exactly. So let me elaborate.
Same thing with my father, whether he was drunk, sober, whatever, you know what I'm saying? The one thing he's always done was take accountability for his actions. And the one thing I could always say about my mom was that she never sat up there and spewed any type of negativity about my father. She was like, hey, whatever opinion that you form of your father, you're going to form it on your own. And she let me make that decision on my own. She didn't try to implicate or try to implement any type of negative thoughts. And even if I spoke negative of my father, she was there to check me. Like, no, you're not going to do that. You know, why? Why do you feel this way? I could feel this way, but why do you feel this way? So it's a thing about, you know, again, accountability, which is what he's trying to say. So we're not negating anything that a woman goes through because, again, we as children, we as men, we as daughters, we've seen this, what our moms have go through as far as single parents, you know, whether it's a single mom, whether it's a single father, you know what I'm saying? We've seen it and we know it. So I understand where a woman is coming from. But, you know, there is definitely what Quest trying to say, there's a different perspective to it. And sometimes even like how he said, I can attest to him and I 100% stand by him and say that he's always stood on his shit. He'd always said, like, look, in my past relationship, I wasn't shit. I was a bad communicator. This is what I needed to do. Da, 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 da. He never once came out here and bashed his ex. Never once.
Right. So, but here, what I'm saying, the reason why I asked that question is because I hear a lot of this new narrative online coming from the red pill community. Well, you won't take accountability. Most people that I know, okay, let's just be honest. Most people that I know, the ones that have their kids, okay. Now I hear people who don't have their kids talking a lot of crap, and I'm like, okay, guys. But people who have their kids, they are taking accountability. They're like, look, I chose a bad person, and now they might have communicated well. They might have been a decent person. Their ex might have been bad, and yeah, they chose wrong. Like, yeah, I chose wrong, but that doesn't mean that if they say, yeah, my ex was a bad communicator, my ex wasn't a good person, my ex won't come see their kid. That isn't. Then we turn to them, oh, take accountability. They're taking accountability. They chose the wrong person. And their ex is a bad person, but it's like every time.
I don't mean to interject because we're running out of time, and I'm gonna say that's a lack of accountability. A thing of accountability is accepting the role that you play into a relationship that failed. Right. You know, that's what accountability is. So again, whether you think that you're all perfect, that you're almighty, and then
that's not
I'm not saying you. I'm saying the people who lack accountability, they think that they're God's gift to earth or whatever, whether it's man or a woman, that would not take part in the accountability of why a relationship failed. Relationship fails 9 times out of 10. I'm gonna say 9 because I've heard some stories. But again, it takes 2 people for that relationship to fail. So there's some on your part and there's some on this person's part. And it's the acknowledgement of what you've actually done wrong for this to fail. You have no power over what this person over here will do. You only have power over what you can do and what you fail. Okay, hold on. Well, go ahead, Tish.
Okay, so that's exactly what accountability is. It's only you. So if a person, and that's male or female, I'm not generalizing anybody's gender on this. It's your part in the situation where you can control how you react, how you feel, your emotions and everything. So I'm moving outside of the relationship part because I'm gonna use myself as an example to better give clarity. So I've spoken on here before about how I've had, you know, sexual abuse in my lifetime. As a child. When I got older, I held on to all of that for a very long time to where I was not functional. My life was not functional. I was just pretty much sleepwalking through life, okay? Their lives move on. They go and have kids, they have families, they do family trips, and I'm seeing it all on Facebook and all kinds of stuff. I'm seeing it. But Tish is depressed. So I had to take accountability for me, not meaning I'm giving them a pass for what they do to me, and that how they are. You know, it took me a bit to forgive. It was by the grace of God that I was able to give forgiveness because I still hold it. But I had to take accountability for myself, and my role was I'm allowing myself to continue to move through life sleepwalking. I have control over that, so I had to take accountability and do whatever I needed to do to fix me. Because whoever did those things to me is not worried about how I'm mentally feeling, how I'm physically feeling, how my finances are, any of that stuff. Bring it back to relationships. A lot of people, both ends, gender, I'm not specifying any, making a specific gender. When you don't take accountability for your portion. Now that person could have drug you out because I've been in physical relationships. He could have drug you out, beat you to whatever the case may be. But after that's over, if we keep pointing the finger that he did this to me and he did that to me, which is true, or she did this to me and she did that to me, which is true. But how is that still? We have to find a way to come to a point where it's not no longer like this. And this is why I am the way I am. It might be a portion, of course, because you're human. You're gonna feel the emotions. You're gonna deal with it. But the rest of your life should not be he did this, she did this. Because where are you going? Personally, where are you going? Their lives move on, and we are stuck. And we are responsible for where we are at that point. And I'm not even saying
exactly I agree with you. That's exactly what I was saying.
But that's what I said.
But it doesn't mean the person is not. It doesn't mean the person didn't do what they did. You're not going to go back to your ex who beat you up because now you're taking accountability and now he didn't do that. No, he did that. He is still a piece of shit. He still is a sexual assault, predator. He's still that. And that, because you say that, hey, I was abused by this guy, I'm not going to jump on and say, oh my God, take accountability. No, he still did that. She still did that.
But
the uncle still did that. Auntie still did that. Teacher still did.
No, I get that.
I agree.
That's exactly what I said
earlier. He has to
though.
take accountability for what he did to that person.
He might not care.
I'm taking accountability because this is what he did. That's not your accountability to take.
But I think she's saying, Adoration's saying, if I'm right, Adoration, is that if a comment is just made, don't mean like every time you make just a comment to fit the sentence or the conversation, don't mean, oh, but then I did this too. Like you got to add every time your accountability.
No,
I hear that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But I can
that's what I'm saying.
But that's why I took it away
thanks
from
for putting it in layman's terms, D.
Yeah,
and I was wondering a little bit
too. But at the end of the day, accountability is yours. Whatever they did to you, that's not your accountability.
That's not your accountability.
No.
Exactly.
And if you pick
that's
that
what I want
accountability up, guess what? Your life is gonna be a struggle some more to try to correct, try to fix.
Hey Melvin, I'm gonna let you get on real quick. So Angie says, hold on to the trauma because hold on to trauma because it's going to make your life miserable. Now you interact with the people around you. I agree.
I agree.
Go ahead.
I lived it.
Go ahead, Melvin, real quick, because we're getting ready to do soon.
What I said earlier is exactly that. I said, you have no control over what happens. You have control over how you react. That is accountability. That is what I said. I said that about the barbershop incident. You can't. He can't control how the other man is acting. All he can control is himself and his actions in the presence of the child. And so that is, and I said that is the testament of raising a young man. Is how he can control his emotional strengths and his emotional intelligence. And so it's the same thing I said over. Every situation is different. Not every father is great. Not every mother is great. But we have to acknowledge we only know what we know. So we would just be guessing to be like, well, why didn't he bring up his dad? It could be the clip is longer and he talks about his dad, or maybe he had a good relationship with his dad, or maybe his dad wasn't there and his dad ain't shit. So there's a million possibilities. But I think what Quez was saying was, why is it every time that, because he specifically mentioned his toxic mother, that there has to be an instance where his father is as well toxic? And why are we doing that instead of just taking the information as it is?
I hear that too. That's true too. Yeah. All right, y'all. So, we ran out of time. I wanted to talk about Black Music Month and hip hop and who was the ethnicity that originated, because there was a good clip that came out about it. When KRS-One saying that Puerto Ricans played a part in it, and then Lord Tariq said no. Then there was another one where Tyrese has said R. Kelly unapologetically is the number one as far as his favorite as R&B singers of all time. So I wanted to talk about that too. Then because it's BET weekend, I wanted to ask you, was BET Awards even relevant anymore? Like, do we even take BET serious?
Yes, I haven't watched it.
Your question, right? Where was BET weekend?
This week, right now.
I actually have something to say about that. That me and my sister were talking about.
Me and Jess went to an event on Thursday. The state park, and then right now they got the whole BET experience going down downtown LA on Friday. They got Cardi B performance Saturday, then Sunday's the actual award. It's BET weekend in LA.
Oh, okay.
This new generation is not watching BET.
Is Kendrick out there?
They're watching TikTok.
And they should be watching BET. They Sexy Red gonna be performing. That's why I don't watch.
I have a question. I have a quick question. With Tyler not identifying as Black, do y'all think it's right that she is a nominee at the BET Awards?
I don't think she
I
never.
don't think she.
Me and my sister had a long conversation about that.
She never not qualified herself as Black. She called herself colored or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
colored.
But yeah,
Well, you got to understand the gravity of how that conversation goes in Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I understand. I do understand.
It's a different conversation. So adoration, email or inbox that, because we'll talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about that. And we'll extend it to next week where we talk about Black music and what it means, because I agree with Tyrese. I think R. Kelly is #1 R&B singer of all time. You know, I don't. Tyrese is right, and I don't normally agree. I normally don't agree with Lil Jody, but he put out more hits for everybody than himself, and R. Kelly's hard. I believe
Wasn't there a rumor that?
As long as she's legal.
I still play R. Kelly.
That's the thing.
What y'all want to say?
You do?
I'm still R. Kelly. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
yes, I do.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little bumpy brown.
Don't come for me because I might just play him in the background. I might post one song.
All I need is somebody next to me.
And the crazy thing is, they want to shadow ban Chris Brown, but they don't want to put away this R. Kelly guy.
Oh no, that's a whole.
You know what, Janelle? Separate the man from the music. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. R. Kelly, the king of R&B. It wouldn't be R&B without the R.
Coming in
final
minutes. If y'all still listening to Drake, boys, you can listen to some R. Kelly. I don't want to hear it.
I still play him.
If they out there still listening to Drake, y'all can listen to R. Kelly too. I don't want to hear it. Y'all making up all kind of excuses.
But
for
Drake
that,
didn't do no R. Kelly shit. Drake didn't do no R. Kelly shit.
We don't know yet. We might still need to invest.
Yeah, right. Okay. You're right. We don't know.
We don't know.
Calm down.
Anyway,
with all the Diddy coming out, did he do it or did he not?
Right.
I don't know.
With that being said, we will come back. We will be back here next Friday. You know, make sure you guys tune in. It's been a good one. We had a good, nice conversation. We going to continue the Black Music Month. As a matter of fact, by the time we come back next week, it's 4th of July weekend. You know what I'm saying? Not all of us were free around this time, so that's why we celebrate Juneteenth on this show here. But much love to everybody who came through. Shout out to Steven. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Make sure you guys come back next Friday, 6 o'clock. We'll be back here to drop more of your 3 cents. I'm Third Degree. It's Quez. It's Tish. It's Jess. Mel. We got Adoration in Thailand. Bang Chang Chang. We got D.
You don't get
Temptations are all on the same platform together. And we out.
Don't do adoration like that, bro.